mama terrorist. BMT. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. Riding around trying to play the Romans, innocent with an evil soul. In public wearing fake hellos, behind closed doors she rock them horns. I moved on, she wanna teach me a lesson. Can't see my kids, man, I'm stressing. Couldn't see my son to give me his present. She got married to teach me a lesson. Telling people she did nothing wrong, knowing their well since I moved on. Thought that money would keep me home. Hell no, bitch, I'm gone. I don't know what you lost your mind. Try to say my name, but I know your kind. Saying I'm a deadbeat, bitch, you lying. Fighting in court, man, I'm trying to be a father to my kids. She focus on the wrong shit, worrying about another being instead of us co-parenting. Put my kids in grown folks' business, telling them lies, bitch, you wicked. Split personality, oh yeah, you twisted. Never thought I'd go through this. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups.
You go fuck yourself, convict!
Man, these bitches got me fucked up, man. Baby mama tell her she needs some money. Man, you better go to Walmart.
Walmart is always hiring. 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 Wonder holler broke, bitch, you get some child support. Section 8 Obamacare, your ass better sell some dope. I ain't here to save your hope, I'm telling you in the dope. Better save your lean card or a twerking liquor store. Better shake it for Habib, better shake it for Mr. Chan. Better shake it for Tyrone, bitch, I don't give a damn. Matter of fact, only fans go find your ass a stam. Who is shopping suckers? Bitch, I'm not your fucking man. It's not my fault you got 5 baby daddies with 4 fucking kids and no else to fucking live. Not my problem, better get your ass a job. Go to sleep in trailer parks, better go to fucking Walmart. Walmart is always hiring. 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 Off the liquor,
bet I hit her. Yeah, I'm sipping on some Henny, going in, out 6. Hey, let me get some Remy. I'ma have my dick in there before it even hit me. If you think I'm about to drop a dime, how you know you tripping, folk? Me the pussy free, but your man you charge a fee. I'ma get up in them guts and you gon' try to have my seeds, and I'ma be a deadbeat. I ain't tell you had that kid, you know I was about to nut, but you kept on riding dick. When it comes to being freaky, bitch, you an all-star, but you always broke. Better holler at Walmart, so you better take direction. Oh, bitch, take this lesson. Now get up on your knees, I don't wanna hear no questions. Walmart, Walmart.
Walmart is always hiring.
Walmart, Walmart.
Walmart is always hiring.
Walmart, Walmart.
Walmart is always hiring. Walmart is always hiring. Walmart is always hiring.
Walmart, Walmart.
Walmart is always hiring.
Walmart, Walmart.
Walmart is always hiring.
Walmart, Walmart.
Walmart is always hiring. Walmart is always hiring. Walmart is always hiring.
Stop the cat bragging about you having a man, but you know you're lonely. Stop the cat saying that you got all the dough, but baby you have no money. Stop the cat saying that your hair on your head is real, but you know it's not. Stop the cat wearing some of mop that you got from the good old pawn shop. Run around saying baby daddy left, but you know it's not. Stop the cat. You don't do to live off the government, that's what you do. Stop the cat. You fucked up with a good man, you rather be ran through. You know you made a big mistake, leaving him for Section 8. Even though you live in all from the daddy, making them your children new happy, claiming you're so strong and independent. You was just like the baby mama terrorist women. Fuck out of here. Even though you live in all from the daddy, making them your children new happy, claiming you're so strong and independent. You was just like the baby mama terrorist women. Fuck out of here. Come on. Even though you live in all government daddy, making them your children new happy, claiming you're so strong and independent. You was just like the baby mama terrorist women. Fuck out of here. Baby mama terrorist.
Here we go with this bullshit. Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, baby daddy.
Yeah, what's up?
So, I was thinking, I want our baby to, be advanced in life or whatever. So right now they're doing karate class at the YMCA and it's $300. So I was thinking I go half, you go half, and then our baby gonna be, Cobra Kai up in this bitch.
Child support.
I'm sorry, what?
Child support.
Okay, yeah, you pay a little less child support, but that goes for clothes, shoes, stuff to support the child. This is an extracurricular activity, so it's extra.
Child support.
You said he's saying child support. Like, do you only know them two words? Child support, support child. That, like, what I'm asking you is for something extra to benefit the kid. You don't have to put the money in my pocket. You can call up there and make a payment. Like, directly.
Yeah, but I remember the two words that I asked for, 50-50. And when we try to get that established, you didn't want that. You wanted sole custody, and the judge granted that. So when it comes to child support, he said that as long as I pay my child support, I ain't obligated to do nothing else. So, child support.
I cannot fucking believe this. Okay, so basically because that's all you had to pay for, that's all you gonna pay for. So if the judge says you only have to pay $20 a month, that's all you would pay. You wouldn't do 25 or 30.
Here's my suggestion to you. Walmart is always hiring. Fuck out of here. Fuck child support.
I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit. Anybody resisting, can goddamn my ass kiss it.
Listen up, man. How you coming at you like that, all right?
Man, I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit. It don't matter how you come with me. Is you down doing what I'm talking about doing? Lawyers and get this book open. Trained in these words to get the poor, the fatherless, and the widows up out of them penitentiaries. Are you down with that? You ain't down with that? Shut your goddamn ass up. Give me a next caller.
Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth.
Motherfucker, ain't no corrupt communication came out of my mouth. You know what the corrupt communication is? That's when you talk about the devil. He the devil. Your motherfucking communication is corrupted. Whatever, then I'm wrong. You got me now. You got me now. Oh, you figured me out. You fucking nincompoop fucking poop. You figured me out. You got me red-handed.
Yeah. Shout out to the Cows gang. Shout out to the Cows gang up in this motherfucker. You know, I would, officially start, but I can't do it unless I do my song. Yeah.
I thought your degrees were your ticket out. Welcome, Ty. You're back with the guys you used to laugh about. Running around, busting down, get community. With 6 baby daddies, 5 kids and we. Who would thought it'd be ya? Another Ku Klux Keisha. So believe it or not, you a thought from the block. Use a thought. 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 I thought your degrees were your ticket out. Use a thought. You're back with the guys you used to laugh about. Playing a role, you're not a hoe, say you're not a thot. You need to see reality, you was a BMT. Who would thought to be ya?
Who would thought to be ya?
Another Ku Klux Keisha.
Another Ku Klux Keisha.
So believe it or not, you a thot from the block. Use a thot.
Use a thought, use a thought, use a thought. Use a thought, use a thought. So believe it or not, use a thought, use a thought. Use a believe it or not, use a thought, use a thought. Believe it or not, use a thought, use a thought. So believe it or not, use a thought from the block, use a thought. Yeah. What's going on? Cows gang, how y'all doing today, man? I'm not mad today because it was actually 60-something degrees in Pittsburgh. I'm happy. Shout out to the baby mama Ted's Bounty Hunters. You know what I'm saying? We all rising this motherfucker for the street ordained judge, and y'all could be seated in this bitch. Yeah, man. I hope y'all having a good and productive day, man. It's 5:48 in the evening in the East Coast and shit. You know what I learned about Pittsburgh, man? I did not know Pittsburgh had all these fucking mountains. And there's a lot of traffic out here. You just can't make this shit up, man. I've been here a couple of years ago where I just went to as soon as you drive in, I had to go handle some business and take my ass right back out of there. I didn't see no goddamn hills and shit like that. But in Pittsburgh, mountains, you going up in the air like this, you going down here like that, and it'd be fucking two fucking lanes with no goddamn barriers and shit to protect your ass. Nah, I can't deal with that shit. And the traffic is so fucked up where it's 10 miles to get to point A to point B, and that 10 miles should be no more than 12 minutes. It take 30 motherfucking minutes to get your ass to where you got to go. You think you're in New York and shit. Pittsburgh, I like Pittsburgh, you know what I'm saying? But yeah,
tunnels, the bridge, the hills, the bridges and tunnels. Shit, you keep that shit. Hell no, I ain't living out no goddamn Pittsburgh.
Shit.
That's something you got to be born and raised into. I ain't used to that shit, man. I'm used. I can't be on the couch on a fucking slope and shit. Fuck that. But shout out to people in Pittsburgh. Shout out to Pennsylvania, man. I ain't been to Philly yet except once some years ago, but I can't wait to go back to Philly eventually. The city of brotherly love, even though the brotherly love can't make this shit up, man. You just can't make this shit up. Everybody's up here, please hit the like button. That's one thing that is free, man. We're gonna definitely dialogue about this shit, man. You know, squatters, evictions, and motherfuckers claiming houses and properties that's not theirs. Now, the reason why I'm gonna talk about this because it was an interesting story where a woman in Detroit who lived in a little home that was renting the home, I guess, for low income or something like that, and she got the paper to get evicted because they found out that she was living in another property or had another property and staying somewhere over 50%. And that was ground for eviction. She wasn't a squatter. Now, she wasn't a squatter. She was renting there. Now, the woman is 44 or 40 years old. She has stage 5 chronic kidney failure. So that ain't nothing to joke about. You know, prayers to her for that. Her name is Tara something, but I know it's Tara. And when she got that eviction notice, she said she wasn't going nowhere. And it's an organization that helps people from not being evicted. And they've been trying to get her out of there for weeks, maybe a month, to the point where they was fighting out there. They was fighting. And she said she wasn't going nowhere because it's unjust and she didn't do nothing. So that what made me want to talk about, you know, evictions and squatters and shit like that. And that's the one we're going to talk about last. Because I'm like, damn, you violated the contract, but yet you're not going to leave because you say it's not right. It's systematic racism. And when I saw that, I'm like, no, that's some bullshit. You try to live free. Oh, and also unpaid rent. See, so we're going to talk about that. We definitely going to talk about that. Now, when it comes to evictions, they say that Black women are the highest rate of evictions. And you remember we talked about this a month ago. What they say, the reason why that Black women are at a higher rate because it's racism. Because it's racism. And, you know, they are victims. And that's why I want you to understand the difference between a victim and a volunteer. Now, don't get it twisted. When it comes to eviction rates, blacks as a whole, women and men, is higher than everybody else. But y'all said that Black men were the ones who was bums and getting put the fuck out like that. Y'all said that we was the most homeless, which we are the most homeless because we don't have shelters and low income and all that shit that we can use. And what kills me about this so-called systematic racism that they're talking about, when COVID was here, they didn't have to pay rent. They didn't have to pay their mortgage. They was able to get PPP loans. Now, I ain't mad about nobody getting a PPP loan because I got them. I got 2 of them because I have a business. It's called Deadbeats LLC. And because I had a legit Deadbeat LLC, I was able to get 2 of them. But you had a lot of these baby mama Teds that did not have a legit business. They did not have a business at all. The only thing they did was, you know, sleep in hotels and sleep in somebody else's house. And them motherfuckers was getting hundreds of thousands of dollars. I didn't get none of that. They was getting millions of dollars. And you think they used that money to pay their rent for the whole year? Not at all. They didn't do shit.
Shit.
Do you think that they invested in a real business to really change their livelihood?
Shit.
Do you think they even decide, you know what, I'm going to put this money up for my son or my daughter when she get older, she go to college?
Shit.
It ain't happened. They just took the money, splurged it, and thought they would never have to pay that mortgage or that rent again. But as time went on, they said, oh, well, COVID is over with, so you got to pay that rent back. You got to pay
them 2 years of the unpaid rent you've been paying, and you should have used all that PPP loans and all the other shit you was getting. You thought they did that?
Shit.
And then now that you're getting booted and kicked the fuck out, you want to play victim and say, and is doing this to me. The Republicans is doing this to me. Donald Trump is doing this to me. Nah, you did it to your motherfucking selves. But see, when this COVID shit was going on, the mortgage company telling us, hey, you ain't got to pay your mortgage. Don't worry about it. We was like, man, fuck you. We kept paying the motherfucker. Motherfuckers talking about you ain't got to pay this, you ain't got to pay that. Motherfuckers actually took it and ran with it. And now they mad because now they say, hey, your bill is due and you got to pay all this. People weren't paying their light bill. They weren't paying shit. Not because they couldn't pay for it, because they thought they was getting over. And now even Biden came back and say, hey, shit, you got to pay this money back. Let me let Denzel speak on behalf of Malcolm X, you stupid motherfuckers.
You've been had. You've been
Yeah.
cooked. You've been hoodwinked.
Yeah.
Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
You got to remember, when our government call themselves doing you a favor, just know it's a catch-22. It's a catch-22. Even if they never come back and try to get you on something, most times they will. So when they offer you to, get this and get that, just like when Obama, remember when Obama was in office, Obama gave us free checks. I forgot what the reason was, but he gave us back a check. Guess what we had to do at the end of the year? We had to file the motherfucker. You can't make this shit up. So even if it's something like they give you a check and say this for everybody in the country, he didn't even tell us that once you get this money, you will have to file it. We didn't find that out till taxes came and they was like, you got to file this shit. And you know what happens if you don't file that shit. So like I said, when the government is doing you a so-called favor, they doing it to benefit them. You just getting to reap the benefit, just like child support and everything else, and the government daddy's handouts. Shout out to Atobo for the $5 donation. She said, what's your take on what Ebony K. Williams said about black men in America? That woman is suffering from depression. I don't know what she said, to be honest with you. I don't even know who the fuck she is. So somebody tell me in the chat who she is and what does she say. Is that the same woman that said she wouldn't date a bus driver unless he owned a bus company? If you talking about her, man, to be honest with you, my response is simple.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
Shout out to Atobo, if that's the same one. I don't know who she is, but I had saw it on social media. If that's the same one, that's my response. But I don't know what she said about black men. I just heard her say something about a bus driver. Shout out to Brandon Greer for the $1.99. He said, preach, Pastor. I appreciate you, my brother. But truthfully, y'all know who the real pastor is, which is Minister Jap. Shout out to Minister Jap, man. That's the real minister and shit. I'm just the ordained judge. Shout out to Brandon Greer again for the $1.99. He said, I keep paying mine. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you'd be a fool not to pay your fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if you want to get away with not paying your rent or not paying your mortgage because you figure that good old Joe Biden's gonna look out for you, then that's your business. But don't get mad when they come back and say, man, this shit over now. You got to pay all that shit back. Walmart is always hiring. Shout out to Dallas D, aka the #1 pick me on the planet, for $5 donation. She said, highest rate of non-bill payers since they spent PPP loans on BBLs, put them out on their BBLs. Hashtag eviction season. Can't make this shit. Shout out to Dallas D. Shout out to Brown Hornet for the $4.99. He says, salute, Mr. Palmer and the Cows gang. Drop that ham on these clowns and Pastor David Manning for these fools. I got you, my brother. Public service announcement. My mama black, my daddy was straight, and fuck all y'all, truthfully. Shout out to my man, Brown Hornet. And also,
What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you?
Again, I will never understand on how you so-called black folk who run around saying this shit is white supremacy. You run around and say it's systematic racism, which is true. But at the same time that y'all talk this bullshit because you're trying to get your attention, it ain't really trying to fight the system. Why do y'all keep playing the system's game? So, for example, like I just said, if you run around getting free handouts and getting these PPPs and all this shit that you're getting, why you wouldn't have a mindset, even if you is trying to do something slick, why you didn't have a mindset to invest in something and get yourself out of this situation? Why you didn't think about putting it up for a rainy day? Why you didn't think about putting it up for your children since y'all the most, you know, most best parent of them all and shit like that? Because the fact of the matter is, they only talk that shit so they can have reason to get over. That's what the reason. That's why I say I don't play that black ass shit. It's systematic racism. They always got a hidden agenda, but at the same time, y'all bitches keep falling for the bait because that's their right hand, them the right hands. That's why. Shout out to D Mac the trucker for the $5 donation. She said they gave breaks on paying rent, but not for child support. Let me tell you, you walk up to the courts and say, "Hey, COVID here, I lost my job. Can you give me a break or give us men a break or people who want child support a break just until this COVID is ended and, you know, things go back to normal?" Let me tell you what the response will be. And y'all already know.
Shit.
That's about the only thing you're going to get from them is those words. Shout out to D Mac the trucker. About that word, shit. Nah, that's one thing. Because even with that COVID checks they was giving out, they said if you owe child support, they take it. And they did. The first time they did, but then turned around and said they should have did it, but they didn't give you that money back. The second time they didn't take it. But guess what I did? The second time I got that motherfucking piece of shit ass check, I paid my child support with it. I didn't say it. What's $1,000? I gave that to child support. Now, anybody that couldn't afford to do that, I ain't mad at you. Man, you can have it. Let the government pay for that shit so it ain't coming out of your pocket. Shit. For real. They ain't finna give you no handouts for somebody to owe child support. Shout out to my man Rob for the $4.99. He said, don't save them. And for damn sure, don't let them motherfucking move into your spot to destroy your peace because they made bad choices. You're absolutely right. See, I'm on the other side of the coin because I know how it is to be a landlord because I have been a landlord. I was flipping properties back in the early 2000s when I was working at Puss Ass County. I had like 9 properties. I did good on 7, fucked up on 1, and the other one I ended up foreclosing on. Don't you ever sign your name on a property or anything trying to look out for somebody else because you think that this person that you've been knowing for years or a family member that's going to do their part and pay the bill because you're looking out for them. Because what's going to happen is most likely they're going to take it and they're going to fuck you over and leave you where your ass stand. So don't sign nothing and co-sign for a motherfucker. I'm just telling you. You want to do it for your son, if you know he's responsible and trustworthy, okay, but you got some of your kids that won't even be trustworthy. I'm just saying, don't sign shit. So when I was doing it, I had one property out in Harvey that I couldn't sell. So I kept it. And being a landlord, your job is to make sure that, you know, everything's up to par. You make sure you got good tenants. You make sure that they're not fucking up your crib. You make sure that you get your rent, right? So I'm not gonna lie to you. It was actually cool. It was actually cool till that 9/11 happened. When that 9/11 happened, that's when shit went downhill because dude was a truck driver and he had a family. It was a 4-bedroom house. Everything was new. He was there for years. He was there for like 5 years. And I was trying to sell the motherfucker, get it, you know, you got to sell it. I'm not, because I ain't really trying to keep it. But because of that shit fucked up. But what I'm saying is, how I had my contracts was, and a lot of people say you wrong. No, I don't give a fuck. My contract was, you pay your rent every month. If you late, you got to pay $100. Now, a lot of people say you're supposed to say 25. No, it's my house, my contract. You agree or disagree. And if you disagree, you can't come here. You got to pay $100 late fee. And the reason why it was $100 because
I want you to pay your fucking rent on time. That's what the fuck. Why? I'm not doing this so I get the extra $100. I figure $100 for being late. You gonna pay your rent on time. Another thing I did, I had it where every month I come there and make sure that the house was good and up to par the way I had it. You wasn't allowed to put nails in the fucking walls and shit. You use stick-ons or something, but you weren't allowed to do that either. And I did have another house that I rented, but I ended up flipping. Not flipping, but I ended up selling that one. It was in Jeffrey Mountain. It was a townhouse. And now that tenant was okay. He was by himself, single, but eventually he ended up moving. And so I ended up selling it. Now, this tenant at that time told me that his father died. And you know what I told him? My daddy died too. And at that time, my daddy didn't die. But basically what I'm telling you is you ain't pay your rent because your car crashed in a ditch and you had to get it fixed. Well, my car crashed in a ditch too. And because you ain't paid my rent, I can't fix the motherfucker. You say your daddy died, that's why you ain't pay your rent. My daddy died too, so I need a pass the hat for my dad, motherfucker. As a landlord, you gotta keep your veins on ice cold too, because they'll come with that sob story shit. They'll come around begging and talking about some, I'm struggling, all that shit. Especially you a bitch. You have a bitch trying to offer you pussy and shit. I ain't going. I don't know. I'm a freak, but I'm not finna choose that over my money. So nah, I ain't going. Fuck you. So yeah, if anything happens with your situation, I have a situation just like yours. And by you not paying me that rent, I can't fix my situation. So if your dog died, my dog died too, and I needed the rent to try to bury him. So I need my money. That's how you do things, because if you fall for that this happened, that happened, you'll never get your motherfucking money. I'm just telling you. My uncle was a landlord. He had multiple buildings and shit like that. He taught me the game. I've been around him when I was a kid, helping him. So, and he didn't play that shit. His name was Mr. Palmer too. His name is Mr. Palmer, but he sold his property. So that's what I'm telling you, man. Fuck you, pay me. Yeah, exactly. Fuck you, pay me. So I'm talking as a landlord. As a landlord, you don't want to be mean, but at the same time, you let them know you mean business. So when I hear about people that's trying to live off somebody's in somebody's property as a squatter, or you trying to get free rent and take his kindness or her kindness for weakness, then I believe in the Suge Knight way. Throw them out the window. Come out with it at midnight and get them the fuck out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have no mercy on anybody that's trying to get over on landlords. I don't, because I was on that side of the field. Now, when I rented an apartment before, we paid our rent, and we was like 22, 23 years old. We didn't pull that. We didn't have our money and all that shit. We paid our rent. Even when we were struggling on some things, we made sure that rent was paid first. We didn't pay to get the car note done. We paid that rent, because that's your safe haven. That's your house. So that's what I'm saying, man. A lot of people will have priorities. Their priorities fucked up, whatever. Take care of their fucking hair before they pay their $50 ass rent. You can't make this shit up, for real. You can't. Yeah, you pay your motherfucking rent. So, but people got a different mindset, because they know that government daddy is gonna look out for the woman. So, the baby mama Ted's woman, they're gonna look out for them. So they figure they don't have to pay $800. Shout out to Pookie's friend Ray for the $999. If you let a baby mama Ted's move in with you, she refused to leave and even get a protective order on you for false allegations, then you'll get kicked out of your own house by the sheriff. I seen it. Yeah, it's a fact. That's true. There was a brother in here that ended up baby mama Tara's girlfriend. It was his house. The police told him to leave, and when he came back the next day, all his shit was gone. She stole everything. So that's a fact. So even if you let somebody move in with you, you gotta be careful with that. Yes. Yeah, everybody, we got 182 people up here. 98 likes. Definitely get the likes up. That's one thing that is free. Donate to the Cash App. I'll get 95% versus the 70% I get off good old YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming some real shit. Now, like I said, I'm on the side with the landlord. Now, I don't believe in slumlords. I don't believe in not doing your part. You know what I'm saying? Because as a landlord, you got to do what need to get done. You got good tenants. Then you be a good landlord. As you see now, a lot of landlords Section 8. They don't even want Section 8. They don't want to deal with the headache. Because most people who want Section 8, usually these baby mama terrorists, tear up the house, or a lot of their kids tear up the house, or get one of Pookie friends, Ray, to stay up in there and tear up the fucking house. You can't make this shit up, not at all. Yeah, Pookie's friend Ray will be up in your house tearing your shit up. So I'm just telling you, that shit real right there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on the side of what's right also. And you don't pay your rent, you gotta go. That's all to it. It is what it is. What about the kids? I mean, I feel bad for the kids, but I'm not the one who created them. I'm not the one that kept them away from the father, and I'm sure not the one that decided to go, a different direction as a parent. Walmart. And I know a lot of y'all keep saying that Walmart is closing up. They only closing up in the hoods because motherfuckers stealing out of it. I only know that for be a fact because they did in Chicago. Everyone that they closed up here, well, there in Chicago, is because they got a high crime rate as far as not breaking in, but shrinkage, stealing out of there and run out the door with it. That's why, not because they don't want to have it there. The fact that the neighborhood didn't want it there. I'm just saying, that's the truth. So let me show y'all something right quick before we get to the videos. When it comes to the eviction rate, it was very interesting. And y'all seen this before. But I'll tell you this, a lot of people haven't talked about it. I think I was the only one, as far as in this space in our sector that talked about it. Now, it's funny when the shoe's on the other foot, it gets sign of the lamb. And as you see, the title, this was in 2022. And I think this was like towards the end of COVID or right after COVID or, whatever. It said Black women face greater risk of eviction than any other group. Now, this is only in King County, Washington. You know what I'm saying? And it was found to be the highest eviction filing rate against women. This just the risk of eviction. They are the highest rate when it comes to evictions. But we're just talking about the risk of evictions, right? So as a pandemic, protection for tenants are lifted. See, again, the protection for tenants are lifted. See, what happened was most of them, not all of them, most of them didn't have no issues going on. But when they gave them that protection, they say, I ain't paying that shit. I can use my rent to do this and do that. And they didn't think that one day that protection was going to be lifted. Just like they don't think that one day that child support going to be over with. And that's what I'm saying. Y'all think it's going to last forever.
You fucking income fucking poop.
They think that shit going to last forever. Now, hold on. I think I got to sneeze. Yeah, it is. Strong and independent, right? Strong and independent. Shit. Now, as the pandemic protection of its tenants are lifted, Black women are expected to suffer the most from a potential overflow of evictions, found on USA Today investigation. The investigation closely examined King County. Now, man, this is just King County. And if y'all don't believe what I'm talking about, just Google Black women highest eviction rate. Y'all seen on my channel months ago when we talked about this, when they tried to say it was because of racism. Bullshit. Now, per USA Today and data from the University of California, Berkeley, Black women are more likely than any other group to face eviction. Evictions against Black women get filed at twice the rate of white women nationally. So in the United States, Black women are filed twice versus white women. In King County, Black women are filed at least 5 times the rate of white renters, with sometimes less than $10. Did you hear what I just said? $10. $10 in back rent. Did y'all hear what I said? You got me stuttering. Did you hear me what I just said? Sometimes less than $10 motherfucking dollars. Let me let Denzel speak on behalf of Malcolm X, y'all.
You've been had.
You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok. $10. Now, I see them on OnlyFans that get more than $10 in the blunder mouth. I see baby mama Tara spend $50 to get the nails done. I see them spend $20 to put some motherfucking lashes on their motherfucking eyes that weigh 5 pounds. I see them spend $100 on that nigga, community dick. And you telling me that you being evicted because of $10 in back rent? You can't make this shit up. You not make this shit up, but y'all sit back and say that the reason why they're getting evicted because systematic racism, but they only owe $10, $50, $100, $200, $500. You telling me that that's systematic racism? Nah, it's motherfuckers that think they can get over.
What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you?
And you motherfuckers run around talking about, yeah, that's true. We gotta say, man, I wish I was only paying $10. Shit, $10. Now, experts anticipate Black women renters will continue to suffer from this, giving a lift of pandemic protection for tenants. So now we're gonna go to King County, but before I do, I gotta give a shout out to Pop Smoking Ghost. How you been, my brother? For the $20, shout out to you. He said, I had a cousin in CT. Is that Connecticut? I think it's Connecticut. Had a cousin in Connecticut. Her rent through vouchers, of course, was $3 a month. She ended up being 5 months behind. Shaking my damn head. I'm not surprised. I have heard people get evicted who was on Section 8 because they didn't pay $10 or $50 or $100. Yes. And they have the mindset to think, well, they're getting $1,500. What's $100? Why I got to pay that? They get $1,500. And they get mad when they get the fucking evicted.
What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you?
Shout out to Pop Smoke, man. $3 fucking. That's because she didn't want to pay it, ain't she? She could have got it. She could have sucked some dick and got that. Now, in King County, Black women accounted for 16% of evictions while making only 5% of renter population. I want you to see that again. In King County, Black women accounted for 16% of evictions while making up only 5% of the renters population. Do y'all understand what that says? Do y'all understand what that was they saying? They telling you that in King County, it's only 5% of renters in King County. And even though it's 5%, 16% of evictions. That's some shit right there. Now, eviction proceedings are mostly from formalities, even if the tenant owes rent and can come up with the money. Now, that happens too. You have a lot of them that get evicted, not necessarily about, just about the money. You know what I'm saying? You got some that get evicted because they don't know how to act. Their children do not know how to act. That nigga they moved in from eBay the other day don't know how to act. Now here's saying even if a tenant owes rent and could come up with the money, they still get evicted. Because yeah, some people really serious about that contract not being violated. When they say you pay your fucking rent, you pay that rent. You get the 5-day grace period. After that, they got grounds to kick your ass out. And sometimes you got landlords say, you know what? I see what's gonna happen. I see the future. I'm not even gonna play this game. You gotta go. I'll get somebody else. So yeah, even if you come up with the money, they still want you out of there, and it is what it is because they not finna deal with that fuck shit. And that's somebody who don't care about having to pay his own mortgage for the couple months. Get this nigga out of here. I ain't mad at him. Now, hearings often last minutes and tenants are rarely given relief. What kind of relief they need? It takes 3 weeks on average to get evicted in Washington State. Now, in Illinois, they get 30 days. 30 days. 30-day notice from what I heard. But the sad part about it is a lot of landlords have that motherfucker living in the house for 6 months. Why is that? Because a lot of time they start fucking up around the fall, winter. So about time they get evicted or supposed to be evicted in Illinois, you can't evict nobody in the winter. Also, they can't cut the light, they can't cut the heat off. If you don't pay your heat bill, they can't cut the heat off in the winter. Now, light bill too. They can't cut it off. Yep. So it's 30 days in Illinois. Now, among the top evictors in King County were corporate landlords who had received subsidized and tax breaks for affordable housing. That means affordable housing means low income, Section 8, and government daddy's handouts. Yes. Many tenants who receive eviction notices end up abandoning their homes without challenging the eviction, often because they know how to do so. When they don't respond or show up in court, that leads to what's called a default judgment in the favor of the landlord, meaning tenants have days to vacate the property. And a lot of time, they're already gone. They'll tear up the property before they leave because they're mad at you because you want them out of there. And then they leave and go somewhere else and fuck it up. Of the King County filings reviewed by USA Today, 44% resulted in default judgment. Now, USA Today found that other factors that put Black women at risk of eviction. They are more likely to be listed as single parent leaseholders. Wait a minute. Let me make this bigger right quick. Did they just say what I think they said? Make sure don't. Did I go? Did they say that? Did they just say that? Let me read that part again. USA Today found other factors that put Black women at risk of eviction. They are more likely to be listed as single parent leaseholders.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
I thought y'all said that single motherism is the way to go. I thought y'all said single motherism meant strong and independent. I thought y'all said single motherism mean I don't need no man. Or
I built that nigga.
I thought when you say you single motherism, you do bad all by your damn self, which you doing a good job. Now that's what they saying. And that's why I say shout out to the women who are or were single mothers who would tell anybody being a single mother ain't cracked up to be like that. If I wish I could have had somebody that was my other half. I wish I had that partner, you know what I'm saying, so we could do this together. Shout out to y'all who actually call out these piece of shit ass baby mama tears who choose single motherism. Shout out to y'all, man, because y'all are the ones who really need to be out here exposing this bullshit of the lie that they put out here. They got our society telling you that being a single parent is the way to go. You can't make this shit up. Calling single motherhood is a fucking is a good title and is an honor. They lying to you. Only thing I can say when y'all say that shit.
What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you?
Yeah. So they basically saying that most motherfuckers is getting not abused. Most motherfuckers is getting evicted notices that getting evicted are single mothers. And it also says they have a higher probability of receiving nuisance citation. So they get a lot of citations from police and are at the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder. I thought y'all said y'all was the most educated ones on the planet. Y'all got the most degrees or the most college education, yet y'all are getting cited and y'all getting evicted and y'all having the highest notice of evictions. That's very interesting. Upon eviction, they are not only at a great risk of being homeless, but also experiencing a multitude of health issues that disproportionately affects them upon losing shelter per USA Today. Okay. It's always been the case that evictions turn families' lives upside down and make it harder for families to find safe, stable homes in the future. But here's the thing: single motherism isn't family. It's, when you say turn families, no, they need to say turn single motherhood or single motherism lives upside down. Now, is it families that do get evicted? Yes, yes, it is, but not as much as the single motherisms. See, so it also say these devastating effects fall disproportionately on Black and brown women and children, says Senior Sherrod Brown, chairman of the U.S. Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs via USA Today. Let's check out the 6 comments. Let's see what they got to say. Where's the comments? Now, I know the comments ain't all the way down there. Wait, okay, here we go. Oh, it says 2. So not just Black women, but Black women with children. This is from Carolyn or Colleen Womack, sound like a white person. So not just Black women, but the Black women with children. Yeah, Black women with children. Yep. Somebody else commented after her and said, we have always been on the bottom of the totem pole, so to speak. This news is not news to us. And even though it's being reported on, nothing will change as we are the last to receive any meaningful or lasting help. It seems to anger society that we even still exist, but we are tired of having to be 10 times more resilient than the rest of the human race just to survive. I'm exhausted. But see, and now she said we always been on the last of the been on the totem pole. But my thing is, how is that when y'all out here saying that y'all don't need no man? When y'all out here saying that, we do better by our damn self. When you run around saying, hey, I'm strong and independent. And lastly, when you always say,
I built that nigga.
I don't get that. How can y'all say one thing, but then when the truth come out, y'all talking about you the bottom of the totem pole and it angers society, nobody look out for us and shit like that. These Democrats and liberals been looking out for y'all for a very long time. These sympathy force and these fake whack pros been looking out for you for a very long time. I don't know how you exhausted when you got to say, hey, talking about is anger society that we even still exist. That's what I'm saying. We're 10 times more resilient than the rest of the human race. How? You get handouts. You surviving because somebody giving you something. Fuck out of here. That's what I'm saying, man. Hey, man, I told you when shit hit the fan, they get caught in their shit, then the victimhood start. That's why I say, man, we don't have that safe. Hey, we don't get that safety net. It is what it is. You should have did better, and that's on you. And stop whining about it. Stop bitching. I don't get it. Yeah, don't let IG fool you. I agree. I get it. I'm just going off what a motherfucker say. So, that's why I told y'all, when you hear motherfuckers talk this goofy shit, say Black men ain't shit and all that shit, don't get in your feelings. Laugh. And even if there is talking about a particular one that it might be true, that ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm just saying, you can't worry about it. Say, who gives a fuck? Shit. Now, this, the Tobo asking about that woman, was that the same woman? The woman that said that she'd rather date a bus driver that owns a bus company? I want to know if that's the same one. I don't know. Now, let me get the video. The first video is a woman getting evicted. She owed $100, or she said she paid $100, and she's getting evicted. The
the dude who was a victim was actually nice. He wasn't rude. He wasn't disrespectful. Usually they rude and disrespectful. They treat him like shit, but nah, he wasn't like that. We're gonna definitely take a look at it. This is fair use, just for educational purposes only. Narrating, calling shit out. So let's check this out, man.
Okay. But that's good, you know, as far as what I'm doing is the eviction. I don't have anything to do with the bankruptcy. Here's where the bankruptcy has been lifted. That's what this is. Like when you file bankruptcy, you get what's called a stay. And the stay is what stops anything like a repossession or bankruptcy and that type of thing. But then once the stay is lifted, this is issued from the court. So this is what goes. And so if you have a problem with this, it's not with me, it's with the court. It's with these folks. You have to go in there and talk to the judge and say, Judge, you did this wrong because I talked to my attorney and maybe the judge is wrong. But you see what I'm saying? But it's not me to decide the judge is wrong. I got to do what the judge is saying. It's for you to go out there with your attorney and explain to them, you know, what happened.
And you ain't said nothing. I could have been packed up. Can I at least get my daughter up, put some clothes?
Well, here's what I got to do. I have to come in and start taking my pictures. I can give you like five minutes or so. And what you want to do? Y'all got any weapons, anything like that in here?
No. Yeah.
Ain't nobody gave us nothing. Well, this side works.
Now let's take a look at this goof ass simp enforcer on the right. Now you got a simp enforcer that's living there. I don't know if evidently, most likely, her name is on, you know what I'm saying, on the lease, and she moved him in there. Yeah, Pookie. Yeah, Pookie's friend Ray Ray. Shout out to Pookie's friend Ray Ray, who's up in the house. Now, I got to call out this goofy motherfucker because, yeah, this fool. I got to call him out but I blame her. Now, for all you women out here, now don't get it twisted. If you got a, yeah, is he paying? You know damn well he ain't paying shit. If you're going to move a guy in the house, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to move a guy in the house, that's your right. That's your crib, whatever, and you see some type of value and worth, at least make sure that he's going to bring something to the table and not just dig. Make sure that he's going to help assist you so y'all can work together, stay afloat, hopefully get another crib, and he could get, you know what I'm saying, without moving in with your ass. You know what I'm saying? At least if you're going to move somebody in, make sure he add value to what you already got. Even if you ain't got no value, make sure he got a little more value than you. Y'all motherfuckers move some nigga that's community dick, a nigga that just came off the corner, a nigga got put out of his last baby mama Terry's house. You get with these guys you met off eBay, and this nigga's getting evicted with you. He ain't try to go out there and hustle. He ain't try to get another job. This nigga gonna come out and say, we getting evicted.
What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you?
But we the stupid motherfuckers though. That's what I'm saying, man. This nigga is up in there with his drawers on, talking about we getting evicted.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's one thing to get kicked out of your house, you know, being a baby mama terrorist or a single mother, whatever. But it's another to be get thrown out the fucking house with your nigga there. That's some shit right there.
What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you?
But I can't blame Pookie because you let Pookie in. Pookie ain't break in. He ain't threaten you. He ain't put a gun to your head. That motherfucker came in because you allowed him to come in. So even on that note, you're not a victim. You are a volunteer. See, so I can't even blame him. I'm not knocking him. I'm just calling him out because, nigga, you telling me you ain't trying to help her? Hell no. You say, nigga, I'm just laying that pipe and just find a place to stay. I told y'all motherfuckers don't have no fucking value within yourselves. Now, I'm a deadbeat lowlife, and I ain't never been evicted. Now, I ain't knocking nobody because there's people that was coming up with their mama or their daddy, and they got evicted. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because they wasn't doing their thing and doing what they supposed to. Some of them actually lost their jobs, and they wasn't nothing else they could do. You know what I mean? Struggling, whatever. That's real. You You know what I mean? So I ain't here to laugh about nobody being evicted because that shit ain't no joke. I had friends that got evicted coming up. Thank God I never went through that shit. And hopefully I'll never go through that shit. But my deadbeat ass ain't never been evicted. I got put out by a bitch, but I ain't never been evicted. So it's a difference. I've been put out before. Shit. I ain't never been evicted. So this dude living there, putting up his drawers, talking about so we getting evicted. And all he's finna do is go to another bitch house if he ain't loyal. And that's probably what's gonna happen. Yeah, hey, hit the like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. Definitely donate to the channel, man. You know, I'm trying to keep my couch from being evicted. I don't want my couch evicted like the last one. Y'all already know. You know what I'm saying? Help a nigga out. Let's continue. We getting evicted. We getting evicted.
Attorney, they evidently lifted the bankruptcy off the whatchamacall, and my attorney ain't said nothing to me about it.
I'm gonna say that they ain't even put nothing on the door. Well, this is how this works. As far as what I'm looking at here, you get filed on, you go to court. Then obviously somewhere between being filed on, you file bankruptcy. So then it came into bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is gonna stop it, but then the stay got lifted. So that means eviction. You ain't got to get no new notice or anything. It was already in place. It just got stopped because of the bankruptcy. But then
I don't know if he got that. I ain't even got that. He said nothing. I done paid my rent and everything.
And I want you to understand this. See, oh yeah, they ain't got no furniture. She got kids in the house. She got that nigga. And she say she paid the rent and the landlord ain't tell them shit. Yeah, a lot of times you got crooked landlords who will take your money knowing that house that they written in is going to foreclosure. They take that rent, don't even pay the mortgage. And yeah, you get put out because of something he did. But in this situation, it looked like she filed bankruptcy. Either she filed bankruptcy or that landlord filed bankruptcy. And she paid her $100 rent. It was only $100. She paid $100 rent. And even though the bankruptcy was there, it still could be lifted where you still got to get the fuck out. I'm just saying. It was $100. Literally, it was $100 that she paid. That's what I'm saying. So she must have had Section 8, and she paid the difference. And, you know, you still getting evicted.
what do you mean you paid your rent? Go get your receipt. Well, that's not going to do me no good with receipt. But that's something you got to take up. What I would advise is one or two things. I would contact my attorney because he should know this. He knows. He may, because I do this for a living. And when the stay is lifted, he gets notified.
What day was the stay lifted? Does it say what date or when the judge was put in?
You putting this out today? Right now.
Hey, he mad, and he didn't even pay the motherfucker rent. But he mad. Fuck you mad, folk. You used to it.
Now the writ is this writ right here was issued July 11th. And so the stay was probably right before the let's see. This stay is coming out June 29th. Is when it was stamped in.
And we just went to bankruptcy court on June 15th.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's been. I'm telling you, you're gonna have to contact your attorney. It don't have nothing to do with me.
That's right.
And yes, when it comes to that eviction, it ain't got nothing to do with him. She will have to talk to the attorney. Maybe she did get screwed, or maybe it's not. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, you know what I'm saying? I don't think she got screwed. You know what I mean? But, you know, I wish I was only paying $100 a month. Let's continue. Y'all know how to put my piano music up in there. Shit.
Well, when we do, I'm going to go ahead and start taking pictures. And after I get all the pictures taken, I'm going to bring the crew in. I don't like you getting a whole lot of stuff, but make sure you get your keys. There's two things you have to work on. One, if you're trying to call management or call your attorney, go ahead and do that. But at the same time, grab your keys, your money, and stuff like that, because you don't want that to get in a bag or nothing like that.
Okay. That's right.
And yes, Roger, you're right. He says the only way you can stay protected in a bankruptcy court, the landlord judgment of possession, the tenant has to deposit that month's rent to invoke the automatic stay. You right, my brother. Yep. So I'm just saying, Pookie already gone. Pookie already went on about his business. He hurt. He already know he got to go to another bitch house and start over again. He got to get his feet wet in somebody else's crib. So dudes take a picture. Ain't nothing too much to take out though. They ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing in that house. I mean that apartment.
Okay, I see.
I could put $500 and put it on a damn story.
Kids in the house, apartment.
So what you use subleasing from somebody like a family member?
This apartment is in my name.
Okay. Well, you saying you paid somebody who you paid the office $100?
I paid the office $100 last month. I paid $100 this month, and I'm finna go sell my car. And I was gonna give her $1,200 that I owed for this last month, this month, and she said
Look at that
no.
apartment.
She said it was fine.
Well, you know, really they're not supposed to say nothing. To me, like, because the way it works usually, say you owe me $2,000 and you give me $200, you still owe me $1,800. It don't mean,
and I can make payment plan. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, well, there you go. See, now we got a little more information. So when she paid $100, that was a portion of her rent. She didn't pay the whole rent. She said she was making payment arrangements. And of course, a landlord gonna take your payment arrangement because he want to get all the money that they can get. Even if you is getting evicted, I can't get mad at that. Shout out to Performance Chip. You changed your name too, huh? Shout out to you for the $2 donation. She said her whole life fits in a bag. You ain't never lied, brother. Unfortunately, it does. Shout out to Seeker of Truth for the 999. Pookie was a rolling stone. Well. Wherever he laid his pipe was his home. Yeah. Pookie was a rolling stone. Where he laid his pipe at his home. Let me go and say this shit. Let me go and do it. Pookie was a rolling stone. Well. Wherever he laid his pipe was his home. Man, my voice. And when I can't do it, G. I don't know who's going on my voice today, but, you know, I'm going to come back to your shit, man. I'm going to come back to your shit. I'm going to drink some water. Well, I'm going to read it, though. Pookie was a rolling stone. Where he laid his pipe was at home. And when he bounced, all he left her was alone. Shout out to Secret Truth. Give me a minute. I'm going to drink some water. I don't know what's going on with my voice. I got to say that shit. Pookie was a rolling stone. I got you, though. I got you. Give me about 5 minutes.
Okay. downstairs?
Nope.
In court. Where my shoes here, man? Gotta find somewhere to sit down.
Just take the socks off, baby.
Did y'all see that PS2 and shit? I'm telling you, man, we already know, yeah, PS2. You know what I'm saying? They can't afford a PS4, 5, none of that shit. They got to go with the, you know, whatever model they can do. Pookie was a rolling stone, well, wherever he laid his pipe, wherever he laid his pipe. I can't do it. I can't keep fucking up. I don't know if it's, I'm gonna do it. I don't know if it's the song. It can't be the song. But he do got them PS2s out there. I almost had it. Keep going up and down, man. I don't know what the fuck going on. I ain't got no coffee either, tea. Let's try it. I'll try it in a minute.
Hurry up so you can get your
All right, I'm gonna bring them in and let them just start up here in the kitchen area. Yes.
Did you ask me if they can put the food and the plate to a different bag at least so I can take my food?
Okay, we can do that. The plates and the food. Okay, we can do that.
In a separate area.
Okay. We're gonna start in the kitchen up here in the front. And can you put that food? Let's do that food and plates and stuff separate so they can take. They got a little child in here.
So, as you see, that was, you know, unfortunate of eviction, but hey, you don't pay your rent, gotta go. And the reason why maybe this landlord is probably had to file bankruptcy because you weren't doing your part. Pookie was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his pipe was his home. And when he bounced, see, I can't do that part now. All he left was alone. That's about the best I could do. You know what I'm saying? Pookie was a rolling stone. Well. Wherever he laid his pipe was his home. And when he bounced, all he left was alone. Allergies, man. Shout out to my man, Seeker of Truth. I might have to make that song too. A Pookie song. Pookie was a rolling stone. Yeah. So we got another one. We got another video. This one where you have a squatter. You have squatters. Put what link up? What link you talking about? You have squatters who tends to live in somebody else's property and pretend like that they got a contract. Got some damn alarm going off. And pretend like they got some type of pretend like, man, what the fuck? Hold on right quick. Let me go into a Reverend X commercial right quick, see what the fuck going on.
I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit. Anybody resisting, can goddamn my ass kiss it.
Listen up, man. How you coming at you like that, all right?
Man, I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit. It don't matter how you come with me. If you down doing what I'm talking about doing, lawyers and get this book open. Trained in these words to get the poor, the fatherless, and the widows up out of them penitentiaries. If you down with that, you ain't down with that, shut your goddamn ass up. Give me a next caller.
Let no corrupt communication proceed
Motherfucker, ain't no corrupt communication came out of my mouth. You know what the corrupt communication is? That's when you talk about the devil. He the devil. Your motherfucking communication is corrupted. Whatever, then I'm wrong. You got me now. You got me now. You got me now. Oh, you figured me out. You fucking income fucking poop. You figured me out. You got me red-handed. You got me red-handed.
Yeah, y'all, they was just testing the motherfucker alarm. I just asked somebody and shit. I called downstairs, hey, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm not burning with none of these niggas. Shit. So yeah, because I was gonna go ahead and leave the laptop and get my ass out of Dodge. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you. Shit, I could buy another laptop. Or I could have somebody else to buy me another laptop because I'm broke. But yeah, yeah, BMT probably pressed it. So yeah, man, let's continue. This one you have an unusual suspect to squat in somebody else's home. And you have investigative reporter help to try to get this motherfucker out. Let's get this.
She recently did a story about a woman who bought a house in Detroit and wanted to sell it, but a squatter had taken over the house and refused to leave. The police were called, but Lynn the squatter claimed the homeowner tried to run her over. The homeowner...
Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that. Did I go past? Yeah, I went past. Let's go back to this nigga right here. Now, let me go back a little bit. I went too far anyway. This motherfucker right here.
The story? Hell no,
Sorry. This motherfucker right here. Almost there. Hey, when you gotta get that last second.
The homeowner went to jail and Lynn moved her stuff back in the house. Now you're caught up.
Now, this motherfucker right here, I want y'all to know that this is an alphabet. This is not a female. This is not a black woman. This is a black transitional machine. This is a trans gentleman that is squatting in somebody else's property. But since this trans gentleman or this transitional movement is trying to live like a black woman, I guess this motherfucker say that they can do black woman things.
What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you?
So this motherfucker think he can squat and live free in somebody else's household as well. You can't make this shit up. Listen to how this transitional motherfucker got into this house. Listen to it again. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to go that far. Here we go. I went too far.
I did a story about a woman who bought a house in Detroit and wanted to sell it, but a squatter had taken over the house and refused to leave. The police were called, but Lynn the squatter claimed the homeowner tried to run her over. The homeowner went to jail and Lynn moved her stuff back in the house. Now you're caught up. End of story? Hell no, I say. Possession is 9/10 of the law, after all. So I met with the homeowner in a nearby vacant lot. Somebody moved in her house, and this is her lawyer, and they want him out. May I have your permission to enter your domicile?
You have my permission.
May I have the keys?
Sure.
So maybe you're a squatter trying to outmaneuver a squatter.
My attorney has the papers that says it's my house.
Well, I brought my bathrobe. I think I'm gonna go move in. Come with me. But before I went to move in, I called the cops. After all, I don't carry a weapon, and Lynn, who is known to the Michigan penal system as Arthur, is on probation for felonious assault with a deadly weapon.
How you doing?
I'm well.
So you really got a nigga named Arthur who was squatting in this woman's house. Arthur Jr. But let's continue.
How are you?
I'm wonderful.
I'm coming to move in.
You are?
Yeah, I got the keys. What's for dinner?
I'm not cooking dinner. I'm finna go pick up my child.
Oh, can I get in?
No, sir.
But I have the deed here.
You do?
Yeah, here's the deed. Here's the check.
All right.
Here's the deed, and I got permission from the landlord.
Okay.
Hey, white dude better be careful, man. Because that's a transitional movement. That motherfucker knock your motherfucking ass out. The motherfucker beat your ass. So I'm just saying, you better be careful talking that shit to that nigga. But let's continue.
Wonderful.
I'm coming to move in.
You are?
Yeah, I got the keys. What's for dinner?
I'm not cooking dinner. I'm finna go pick up my child.
Oh, can I get in?
No, sir.
But I have the deed here.
You do?
Yeah, here's the deed. Here's the check.
All right.
Here's the deed, and I got permission from the landlord.
Okay, tell the landlord to come here.
I can legally go in there.
Well, you know.
Yeah, I can legally go.
Yeah, you can legally go in.
So let me in my house.
I'll let you in your house. This is Lynn Williams' house.
Oh, it's
Lynn Williams.
It doesn't say Lynn.
Well, of course not, because she took all my paperwork and everybody else know it.
If I left my house.
So you heard the nigga said. Nigga said that that's not her house. She stole my paperwork. How that motherfucker steal your paperwork? Let's say that part again. It sounds good, trying to sound proper and uppity and hot and thigh and shit like that. And yet you still doing nigga shit.
What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you?
Nigga named Arthur.
Pick up my child.
Oh, can I get in?
No, sir.
But I have the deed here.
You do?
Yeah, here's the deed. Here's the check.
All right.
Here's the deed, and I got permission from the landlord.
Okay, tell the landlord to come here.
I can legally go in there.
Well, you know.
Yeah, I can legally go.
Yeah, you can legally come in.
So let me in my house.
I'll let you in your house. This is Lynn Williams' house.
Oh, it's
Lynn Williams.
It doesn't say Lynn.
Well, of course not, because she took all my paperwork and everybody else know it.
If I left my house, say for a month
and a half,
you think you would be entitled to move in there?
Well,
take my stuff.
Well, it's a lot of. I'm not the only one that is squatting. It's a lot of other people on the block. If you want to be technical.
And see, this what kills me. So this motherfucker's trying to justify squatting in that woman's house because the whole fucking block is squatters, or this whole fucking block is squatting going on. So in other words, well, they already doing it, so I could do it too. Why you fucking with me? Kind of shit is that? And that's snitching, yes, aka snitching. Just like I said, me, 7 Sign, Hologram. Now Hologram just robbed a liquor store across the street. My man 7 Sign decided to rob the Arab dude at the corner store. Me, I go ahead and rob somebody near the bus stop. My dumb ass get caught. But then I turn around and say, well, you didn't try to catch 7 Sign and my man Hologram out there. They just got to rob motherfucker when I did it. The fuck out of here, rat. Motherfucker trying to sound so formal and sound like a woman and shit. But you still doing nigga shit. But what do I know?
Of course not, because she took all my paperwork and everybody else know it.
If I left my house, say for a month
and a half,
you think you would be entitled to move in there?
Well,
take my stuff.
Well, it's a lot. I'm not the only one that is squatting. It's a lot of other people on the block. If you want to be technical, you know, and a lot of people encouraged me to do what I'm doing now.
But she wants her place back.
Yeah.
She said, hey, he said a lot of people encouraged me to do that. Yeah, a lot of other niggas encouraged me to do that. Nah, I think you did it by yourself.
Yeah, but I had put a lot of work in here and I spent a lot of money. I am on a fixed income.
Is that power hooked up legit there?
My power is...
That's not legit.
It's not legit.
So this motherfucker talking about he spent a lot of money, but yet you use somebody else's power. OG Bobby Johnson looking motherfucker. OG Bobby Johnson. Damn.
You would be entitled to move in there?
Well,
take my stuff?
Well, it's a lot of, I'm not the only one that is squatting. It's a lot of other people on the block, if you want to be technical, you know, and a lot of people encouraged me to do what I'm doing now.
But she wants her place back.
Yeah, but I had put a lot of work in here and I spent a lot of money. I am on a fixed income.
Is that power hooked up legit there?
My power is.
That's not legit.
It's not legit.
No, you stealing a little bit of power.
I am blessed.
What do you do for a living?
I
Hey,
receive Social Security. I
hey,
don't have
What
no
happened?
the nigga said, I'm blessed when he talk about the power line that he stole.
Legit.
It's not legit.
No, you
I'm
stealing a
blessed.
little bit of power.
I am blessed.
What do you do for a living?
I receive Social Security. I don't have
What
no
happened?
secrets.
Disability?
Yes.
What's your ailment?
I'm not gonna say.
Now he get disability. He asked him, what type of disability do you have? I'm not gonna lie, but I think we know what illness, if we judging a book by the cover, which we shouldn't, but sometimes we have to. If we judging a book by the cover, I think we know what illness that this person have. I'm just saying. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Because you also get Social Security for that too. I'm just saying. If y'all know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? No, not mental. I'm talking about the one you can't get rid of. You know what I'm saying? The one you can't get rid of, that might be the illness or disability that he got. You know, I'm just saying. Just my opinion.
Social Security. I don't have
What
no
happened?
secrets.
Disability?
Yes.
What's your ailment?
I'm not gonna say.
That's her right.
That is.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The only thing that I have now is a letter stating that I moved here.
Can I see the letter?
Yeah.
Well, that's from the Postal Service.
Yeah,
that doesn't count.
okay.
Well, what's your legal name? Lynn or Arthur? Which one
This
is
is my name, L-Y-N-N, Lynn.
Lynn
Williams.
Arthur. Lynn Arthur Williams.
That's my government name.
That's
yes.
the government
That's
name.
my
So,
government
but that's
name.
not on
Junior,
that.
as well as Junior.
Junior.
Because I'm a woman. And I'm not
Respect.
trying to. Thank you, because you're trying to call me out here.
I don't think you're gonna.
It could be mental illness because, you know, they did say when you do shit like this, conversion, that it's a mental illness. It could be, but I think it's something else. I think it's that 3-letter word. You know what I'm saying? That 3-letter word, you know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion.
Service.
Yeah,
that doesn't
I
count.
got
Well, what's your legal name? Lynn or Arthur? Which one
This
is
is my name, L-Y-N-N, Lynn.
Lynn
Williams.
Arthur. Lynn Arthur Williams.
That's my government name.
That's
yes.
the government
That's
name.
my
So,
government
but that's
name.
not on
Junior,
that.
as well as Junior.
Junior.
Because I'm a woman. And I'm not
Respect.
trying to. Thank you, because you're trying to.
See, dude didn't want to lose his job if he said, you ain't no motherfucking woman. So he just said respect. I mean, Lynn Arthur Williams Jr. You can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit up.
This is my name, L-Y-N-N, Lynn.
Lynn
Williams.
Arthur. Lynn Arthur Williams.
That's my government name.
That's
yes.
the government
That's
name.
my
So,
government
but that's
name.
not
Junior,
on that.
as well as Junior.
Junior.
Because I'm a woman. And I'm not
Respect.
trying to. Thank you, because you're trying to call me out here.
I don't think you're gonna get away with this.
I mean, I probably not.
Yeah.
Only thing that I have stays here until she.
What do I do that, man?
Oh.
I'm going to jail for squatting.
Yes. You can go to jail for squatting, motherfucker.
That's a turn of events.
Call my boyfriend next up.
Are you gonna
Call my boyfriend and stuff.
bail her out?
This can technically in violation of.
Wait a minute. That's the boyfriend? Wait a minute, that's the boyfriend? That's the boyfriend?
You get in water? I can't fucking believe you. How could you do this to me for him?
Wait a minute, that's the boyfriend? Damn. Hell no.
Sunshine. Ain't no sunshine anytime.
This mother. I didn't watch the whole thing, bro. I didn't watch this part. I didn't know. I didn't know that's the boyfriend. Hell no, man. On the house, y'all. On the house.
Christmas Eve, and they're calling my lawyer for 2 payments, telling him there's a warrant going out for his arrest. Where does he live? I got a fucking apartment in the post office box because I don't want people bothering me anymore.
On the house, y'all. On the house. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to fuck up the show, but goddamn. I can't believe this. I just can't believe this shit. God. I'm trying. All right, I'm done. Got me crying, man. God. Oh man. Shout out to Performance Chill. Shout out to can't go through this shit. Shout out to Performance Chill with the $2 donation. He's going to a men's prison. Yeah, he can't. He going to men's prison. God damn, I'm done with y'all niggas, man. Shout out to Strong and Grant for the $10 donation. We failed as a society for letting this the generosity go on for this long. Yeah, we have as a collective. Yes, we have. God, I just can't believe this shit. But let's continue.
Probation, so.
Oh, so she could be
Wait a minute. Hold on. He on probation. So the transitional movement is on probation. So not only you squatting and doing illegal shit, you on probation. Look at this motherfucker. Oh yeah, she look. That's like a fat woman. Like a fat ass woman with a beard, a binary or some shit.
Technically a violation of probation, so.
Oh, so she could be violating probation, means she go to jail for a while.
Man.
2 years.
2 years, which solves the homeless problem.
Oh wow!
Look at my new house. It's going.
I heard a white dude say, he said he gonna be in jail for 2 years. He said it's gonna help the homeless problem. I ain't mad at him.
Technically a violation of probation,
Damn.
so.
Oh. So she could be violating probation, means she go to jail for a while.
2 years.
2 years, which solves the homeless problem. Look at my new house. It's going to be great. As soon as the police get out. Well, George, it's going to fit me real nice, bro. Appreciate the hookup. Remember, there's rules. You got to get permission to live in somebody else's house. If you're having troubles, Atlanta, Chicago, Los Angeles, call us, because we have a saying in Detroit. Fox 2, working for you. Hey, can you keep it down out of here? I'm trying to sleep.
Oh, no, you didn't.
And you know what? They're right there. And look, even though he joking, but they wasn't.
Working for you. Hey, can you keep it down out of here? I'm trying to sleep.
Oh, no, you.
See, that nah. Oh no, you didn't, yeah, because they probably squatters too and shit. Man, hey man, yeah, a bunch of them baby mama tears mammies. So we're gonna get to the next one. The next one, which one is the next one? This is the one where a squatter gets confronted by a news reporter. And she's going to try to justify why she's living in there. And of course, it's her house and they lying. I ain't do nothings and all that shit. Let's get to that one right now. That dude came in there with his hand on his hip, fat as fuck. You can't make this shit up. But dude came in there, shout out with him, coming there with a robe on. He remind me of my commercial. with my roll on.
Woman's home, and she doesn't know how to get them out. That house was listed for lease, but when some prospective tenants went for a visit last week, they found a group of people living inside. ABC 13's Maya Shea visited that home with its owner today, and she joins us live with what they found. Maya?
Well, it's very surprising because this lady actually is living in this house right now. She says she actually paid somebody $6,000.
Yeah, right.
She says she has a lease that's given and she has receipts, but the owner of this house, who we spent most of the day with, says it is not her lease and she didn't authorize anyone to live here.
Linda Jiang owns this home on South Braeswood, but she can't get inside. And that Lexus in the garage, that's not hers.
That $6,000 she say she got, I guarantee you that's the money. If she got it, that's the money she stacked up for living there rent free and squatters free. She ain't get $10,000 shit. Shout out to my man Ellie Poe for the $10 donation. He out there in the UK, man. Shout out to you, my brother, and I appreciate it. Be safe out there with them baby mama terrorists.
Car doesn't belong to me. They changed the locks on my house without my authorization. Literally, they're not authorized to be here. They should not be here.
They are a group of trespassers who
Wow,
apparently
look at
moved into Jiang's house listed for rent sometime in the last 2 weeks. But repeated calls to law enforcement, including this visit by Precinct 5 deputy constables just 24 hours ago, have yielded no result.
They came out here, but then at the end, they said it's a civil dispute.
Records show both Houston Police Patrol officers and Precinct 5 told Jiang and her neighbors this is a civil eviction issue. But veteran eviction attorney Brian Serwin disagrees, pointing to elements such as no furniture, just air mattresses in the house, and the changed locks as clear evidence there was never a rental agreement.
In my opinion, based off the signs that you have forced.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. These squatters were smart. They actually changed the locks. They actually changed the fucking locks. They came in and changed the locks and everything.
Entry that the landlord says, I don't know who these people are. No one who's my agent has ever talked to these people. It's not on the market for rent. That's criminal trespass and should be treated on the criminal side of the house and not through the eviction process.
Part of the confusion may come from this, a supposed rental agreement the trespassers have shown law enforcement. But
oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. I think I see some fuckery going on. Now, let's say the lease agreement is made and entered on March the 1st, 2023, the effective date. So this is something new. By and between Ayodele Bingbola, the landlord, and the following tenants, Tamisha Bay. Let me ask y'all a question. When y'all see a person's last name, Bay, what does that mean? What does that mean? When the last name Bay, what does that mean? Two things. Last name Bay, what does that mean? I'm going to continue. Melvin Deaver, Sonia Holmes, Jalen Greathouse, the tenants. Yeah, it's a Morris name. Some more. So when I'm wondering off saying her name first, Tamisha Bay, yeah, Muslim, but we're gonna the Morris. That means she's trying to do some of that Morris shit. You know, I could live here, I own this, and I ain't gotta have IDs and shit like that while driving. You know, some of that shit works, some of that shit don't. But it seemed like, as far as I'm concerned, it's some fucking slick shit. Hey, Noble, you up in here, man? I want to know, because this sounds like some Moors trying to be on some squat slick shit. Now, mind you, the landlord is Ayodele Bimbola, and he got them down as tenants. God damn.
What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you?
No disrespect to the Moors community. I'm just talking about this baby mama Taz trying to get over. And you know you got baby mama Taz everywhere, even with the Moors community. Yes, sir. Let's see. This is somewhere in Houston, Texas.
Fake. Only lists the 4 people who say
Fake
they
document.
live in the house, but does not list her, the owner, as the landlord.
If somebody steals your vehicle, then the police would come out, catch them and say, you're the thief, we're going to put you in jail. This is not your vehicle, but why can't they do the same thing for the house?
ABC 13 contacted Houston police, who says it will re-examine the original complaint to see if there is a crime. Meanwhile, Jiang has also filed eviction paperwork, hoping somehow, some way, she can get the trespassers out and a legitimate renter moved in. In Houston, Maya Shea, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
We begin tonight with an Action 13 update to a story you only saw on this station last week. A Meyerland homeowner.
Hey, you know what? I just thought about it. I got to give a shout out to my man Juice. And the reason why I give a shout out to my man Juice, because I was on my Facebook a couple of days ago. I was intending to say this yesterday, but it blew my, I forgot about it. Juice survived either colon cancer or prostate cancer. And he talked about how he survived it, and now he's in remission. He do not have the cancer no more. If I'm wrong, brother, let me know. But I know it was some type of cancer that he had, and he actually, by the grace of God, he got rid of it. So everybody put the ones in for my man Juice for surviving cancer. I saw your video, brother, and it touched me, and I'm glad you survived that bullshit, man. Shout out to Juice. Put the ones in for Juice. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother. Salute to you. Yep, he survived cancer, man. I don't know when it was he survived it, but he talked about it in his live. He did a video talking about it, man. So salute to you, my brother. Yeah. We got my man Nat Muscle up in here. Nat Muscle was in Minnesota. Hey, brother, they saying that family courts is unconstitutional out there in Minnesota. Definitely going to check that out, because if it's legit like they say it is, you can go ahead and get rid of your child support. But I have talked to people, they told me that it's unconstitutional. Some of the contract is written, but they don't have nothing to do with child support or custody. But find out, let me know, my brother. Let me know. Juice said, yeah, it was prostate. I knew it was one of them. Yeah, man. Salute to you, my brother, man. Glad you survived it. My man Ellie Post says, he mentioned the name. He said, my people are never missing in the mix. yeah, you got the African brothers, you know what I'm saying, up involved. I don't know, man. But let's continue, man. I just had to give a shout out to my man Juice up in here, man. For real. Salute to you.
Locked in a legal battle with strangers who'd moved into a rental home and would not leave.
That homeowner reached out to us and
Texas.
we got results. ABC 13's Maya Shea live
Houston,
in Meyerland
Texas.
with the resolution, Maya.
That's right. We were first told about this last Wednesday. On Thursday, we came and visited the house, and we couldn't even get in because the locks had been changed. Well, today, it's Monday. The locks have been changed back to something the homeowner can use. And at least in this case, it seems we have a resolution.
Let's
Houston,
see what
Texas.
we're finding here today.
Just last week, Linda Jiang couldn't get into the house she owns.
They locked me out of my own property. That's crazy.
But today, the people who had been living in her home were gone, and Jiang could once again open her own house door.
Yeah, they didn't. Well, thank you for coming out here to do the story. I think that was a great help.
But getting here wasn't easy. Jiang says it appears the woman identified as Tamisha Holmes Bay had lived in the house with several others for almost a month. And when we saw her last week, she insisted she had a legitimate lease and is new to Texas.
I don't know what's going on. All I know is that me and my kids moved here to start a new life.
From where?
From California.
But public records show Holmes Bay has lived in Texas for decades and has been involved in civil and criminal cases in several Texas counties. A woman with her name had 3 evictions on record in Fort Bend County in the past 4 years. Veteran eviction attorney Brian Serwin says he's seen these situations in recent.
My bad. So let's go back to this woman. She has, where's the picture her ass at? This woman right here, I don't know why it's hard to find this motherfucker. This motherfucker right here got history of being evicted, history of being put out, history basically not paying her motherfucking rent and history of trying to get over.
What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you?
I'm just saying. But let's continue.
Holmes Bay has lived in Texas for decades and has been involved in civil and criminal cases in several Texas counties. A woman with her name had 3 evictions on record in Fort Bend County in the past 4 years. Veteran eviction attorney Brian Serwin says he's seen these situations increase in recent years.
We're seeing a rise in this kind of fraudulent documents, people breaking into nice homes and trying to squat there. We're seeing a rise over the past year of this. I've been doing this for 25 years. I can't say I've seen as much of it in years past.
Last week, Houston police said this was a civil matter, but over the weekend, police determined the lease was fake and told Holmes Bay her group needed to leave by Monday morning or face trespassing charges. It worked.
It was very frustrating having to deal with this, but now I'm happy that she's gone, and I'm hoping that legislators will do something and change the law to help protect homeowners rather than the squatters.
Jiang says until the laws change, she may get out of the rental home business altogether just to avoid another situation like this. In Houston, Maya Shea, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
One more.
All the information has been given to the police. I have showed them everything I paid, my receipts. I've showed them the $6,000 I paid. I've showed them the lease that was given to me. I showed them the keys that were given to me. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that me and my kids moved here to start a new life.
From where?
From California.
Okay.
So where I come from, I don't know. None of this stuff happens.
No, I looked at that lease. The lease has 4 people's names on it.
Yes, me, my husband, and my children.
I believe your husband has a warrant out for his arrest.
So wait a minute. So her husband, and her children. So this baby mama terrorist and her simply force her husband and her children are out here squatting and going house to house to house, living off of somebody else's shit. You can't make this shit up. And how much you want to bet? How much you want to bet 9 times out of 10 that husband is not the father of her kids? You can't make this shit up.
Here I come to save the day.
You fucking income fucking poop.
And I guarantee you, I bet you. Shout out to Mr. Freeze for the $5 donation. The government is trying to eliminate welfare and Section 8. Watch over your property more. Squatters are likely to happen. I don't think they're gonna get rid of them because these demon rats is not gonna allow that shit because they'll lose their benefits. I hope so though. Shout out to you, my brother. I do hope so. But let's continue. Let's continue.
No, I looked at that lease. The lease has 4 people's names on it.
Me, my husband, and my children.
I believe your husband has a warrant out for his arrest right now. Is that not the case?
Yeah, man, my voice, yeah, man, I don't know, man. I know I got some allergies going on, but other than that, you know what I'm saying, I can't even do my singing like I want to. It's just one of them days, bro. You know, was at the gym working out hard and doing some shit. So yeah, I should be bounce back in about a month. I'm gonna drink some tea and shit. Salute though.
That's nobody's business, and I don't know.
From a 2020.
Now let's go back. She said the husband got a warrant out for his arrest. That's who you have around your kids, huh? Let's hear that again.
Moved here to start a new life.
From where?
From California.
Okay.
So where I come from, I don't know. None of this stuff happens.
No, I looked at that lease. The lease has 4 people's names on it.
Yes, me, my husband, and my children.
I believe your husband has a warrant out for his arrest right now. Is that not the case?
That's nobody's business, and I don't know.
From
All
a
I know is that
2020?
you're violating my rights as American National Moor. I can contact the United Nations and have them say, you know, y'all are.
So she says that, you know, she's undergoing off the Morris law, and she's gonna call the United Nations to get the get the media for violating their civil rights.
You fucking income fucking poop.
I want you to understand she may be more, she might not be. You have people who will use the Morris teaching on things to try to get over. But then again, her last name, she got is based, or maybe she is. A lot of people don't go that far, they just try to use it, but it's not gonna work. But let's continue.
I don't know what's going on. All I know is that me and my kids moved here to start a new life.
From where?
From California.
Okay.
So where I come from, I don't know. None of this stuff happens.
No, I looked at that lease. The lease has 4 people's names on it.
Yes, me, my husband, and my children.
I believe your husband has a warrant out for his arrest right now. Is that not the case?
That's nobody's business, and I don't know.
From
All
a
I know is that
2020?
you're violating my rights as American National Moore. I can contact the United Nations and have them say, y'all are violating my privacy.
No, the woman who owns this house told us that you do not. The lady who came, Linda, who came today, she has the keys. You guys changed the locks.
I have the keys to this house. I was given.
You changed the locks over the weekend.
Ma'am.
It's on video.
Leave me and my family alone. We paid $6,000.
Who did you pay the money to?
To a realtor.
Who's the realtor?
It's on the lease.
I've looked at the lease. The lease is not a legitimate lease.
I've looked at the lease and I signed the lease and I paid.
Who is the person? That person is not a realtor.
You seen the lease?
That is not the owner of the house.
I'm going to end this conversation with you.
So you're basically trespassing.
No, I'm not trespassing. I have a lease and I paid $6,000.
The woman who owns this house says you're trespassing.
I made a police report. The cops say I'm not. They see my lease.
That's not a legitimate lease. Why are you living in a house that you don't have the right to live in?
I do have the right to live here because I have a lease.
From whom? The woman who owns the house. What realtor?
There's plenty of realtors that's renting this house out. Why don't you go look?
Well, I've looked at it. Another lady wants to rent this house and they can't. Why are you living in a house you're not authorized to live in?
I am authorized to live in it. I have a lease. I paid $6,000 to be here.
Who did you pay? Because the woman who owns this house doesn't have it.
The police has the information, and you're harassing me and my family, and I will call the police on you. Thank you.
See, my thing is, if I'm doing some slick shit, I'm not talking to the media. If I'm doing some slick ass shit, trying to get away with something and try and get over, I'm not talking to the media. I'm gonna keep on walking. I'm not about to say nothing to them. I have nothing to say, nothing to be said, nothing to talk about. Why is you talking to the media knowing damn well you did some bullshit? Shout out to my man Chip for the $2 donation, claiming protected class so she gets squat. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I got to give a shout out to XL Pro. Shout out to XL Pro for the $5 cash app. He said, baby mama tears defense fund. Yeah, shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. And shout out to Performance Chip, my man. Yeah, see, I'm not even about to even entertain the media if I'm doing something slick. Shout out to James Davis for the $5 cash. We said, can't wait to see the replay, bro. Prayers, stay strong, 100, cool, and cheers. Shout out to you, my brother. You're right. I want to give a shout out to Lux's Holdings for the 999 out there. Maryland, he said, cartel in the building, fam. Late, but here, LOL. Shout out to you, my brother. I'm going to hit you up later on tonight, bro, or tomorrow. I got you. So I end up getting busy when you hit me up. All right. So shout out to the Cash App gang. Shout out to Watch Me Do Better for the $20 donation. He says, so another episode of Structural Accountability, Transitional Edition. Also, what's your Cash App? I can't see it. The Cash App is Mr. Palmer D4S. Somebody put the link up in here. If you look right, and shout out to you, my brother. Watch Me Do Better. As you see, right here on the bottom, when you look at my name, underneath it got the Cash App. $, Mr. Palmer, D4S. D4S stands for Do for Self. So that's the Cash App. And somebody put the link in there for the brother or anybody else that wanna know. I need to get my couch up to date. So as you see, this person's in their feelings because they got caught in their shit and it's still entertaining the motherfucking reporter when she should have been talked to in the first place. Yes, this the Cash Shaft. Shout out to World Class. World Class, let me ask you a question, because you with the Morris community. How do you feel that this baby mama Terrace, who is, well, she claims to be Morris as well, is trying to get over? Do you believe that she could have got away with it, but she did it wrong, or do you think that she just saying some dumb shit trying to sound good? Tell me, because you know more than I do when it comes to that. Because I know there's certain laws that Morris people do use that they cannot be touched on certain aspects. But in this situation, in my opinion, she's trying to just make up some shit and trying to get over. She gonna call the UN to get the reporter and them out for harassment instead of calling the police. You can't make this shit up, man.
Here I come.
You fucking income fucking poop.
That shit crazy, man. Let's continue though. She said she gonna call the police now. Hell no. And
imagine.
Shout out to Noble. He said, I told them to stop doing that bullshit 8 years ago. They never listen. So he's Morris. And even he said, yeah, doing that dumb shit. Now, this is something different. This is the one I was telling y'all about. I believe this is the one with the little house in Detroit where she was getting evicted for being behind on rent and also fucking the contract up. She reneged on a contract. She's supposed to be there over 50% of the time, but she wasn't, and she's trying to evict her, and she ain't having it. This is in Detroit as well. World Class also say she don't know what she's talking about. They don't know what adverse possession is really for. Okay, salute. That's what I'm saying, man. I didn't think she knew, but I'm not Morris. But shout out to you. Thank you.
Putting a lot of effort and money into fixing up this house and putting it on the market. Beautiful.
No, my bad. This is not the one in Detroit. You have another squatter edition where this person rehabbed the house and squatters moved in. And I want y'all to see what happens when they finally leave. Then the next one's going to be the one for Detroit. Forgive me, my bad.
To fixing up this house and putting it on the market. Beautifully rehabbed home that is move-in ready, says the listing for the 3-bedroom home in Jacksonville, Florida. Then, great news, you get an offer. But owner Patty Peoples never expected what happened next.
Patty Peoples says she went to check on the house and was surprised to find a menacing dog on the porch with a litter of 10 puppies. Even more shocking is what she says she found inside the house. 2 women, squatters, were living there.
I own the house.
Over the weeks that followed, Peoples says she and her business partner had several confrontations with the women.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Shit.
Just imagine that come to your door, man, or come from the house, man. Let's see that again.
We're living there.
I own the house.
Over the weeks that followed, Peoples says she and her business partner had several confrontations with the women, who claimed they had a right to be there because they had a lease.
I'm not touching you, my child.
You are touching me.
And this lady is touching me.
No, we're blocking you from coming in the house.
You are.
Police were called to sort through the mess.
He told me.
So what you had was the white woman tried to her property. You have a baby mama Terrace and a simp stud. What y'all see that's in the middle is a simp stud. Simp stud, I thought it was a little kid at first, but simp
10
stud.
puppies. Even more shocking is what she says she found inside the house. 2 women, squatters, were living there.
I
thought this person right here was a kid. Right here, I thought it was a kid. That's a simp stud. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to you. Thank you. This right here is a simp stud. This is a simp enforcer stud. This is a lesbian. A lesbian. And this is Florida. And watch this again.
The house.
Over the weeks that followed, People says she and her business partner had several confrontations with the women who claimed they had a right to be there because they had a lease.
I'm not touching you. You are touching me. And this lady is touching me. We're blocking you from coming in the house. You are.
Police were called to sort through the mess.
He told me that, in fact, he couldn't do a thing, that this was a civil matter, and that I needed to go through a formal eviction process.
In fact, the homeowner was told if she stepped foot in the house, she would be the one trespassing, not the alleged squatters.
It took weeks before a court ordered the local sheriff to remove all persons from the property and return possession to the rightful owners.
A notice of that they had to vacate the property in 24 hours was posted. And in that 24 hours, they disappeared into the night.
And this is...
Now, before we get to the aftermath, I want you to understand what they just said. They said if the landlord, well, not a landlord, but the owner of the house, go on that property, she will go to jail for trespassing on her own property. You can't make this shit up because the squatters say they have a contract or a lease, and the police told the woman that you are trespassing and you will go to jail.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
And that's fucked up. So this woman got to evict some squatters that never belonged there. They broke in there and took the house over. And she got to spend hundreds of dollars to get these motherfuckers out of here. Wow. Yeah, and that's why you got people that want to be landlords and want to be responsible, because the squatters coming there, they would take over. Remember we talked about that months ago with the squatter in Chicago that made money off living in them condos and shit like that. Remember? Yeah. Let's continue. Now, mind you, this is March 30th, 2023. This is this year. This year, y'all. This ain't years ago. This is this year.
Sheriff to remove all persons from the property and return possession to the rightful owners.
A notice of that they had to vacate the property in 24 hours was posted. And in that 24 hours, they disappeared into the night.
And this is what she found when she got back in the house.
Oh my God.
I want you to understand. Look at this. The baby mama terrorists and the sim stud were so mad that they got caught in their shit that they tore the house up, tore down all the drywalls and shit like that. Probably took the dogs of 10 puppies and shit with them and beat them up too. I'm telling you, these baby mama terrorists, this is what they do. They leave havoc. Why you think, men, why you think when your baby mama terrorists realize that you ain't fuck with her no more, they tend to destroy your livelihood. This is your livelihood that she is doing to you. When she destroy your child, when she destroy you, when she destroy your family and shit like that, that's the same thing they do to you. That's what they do in your head. They try to destroy you mentally and physically and financially. This is what they do. See, on here, they destroying property, but these baby mama terrorists destroy you just like this, man. Just like this. That's why I say leave these motherfuckers alone and wash your hands, stay away from these motherfuckers. And if you can, stand your ground if you know what I mean. Shout out to Let's Go for the $5 donation. Yeah, bro. They say let's go. I say let's go. Shout out to you, my brother. I like that. Hell yeah. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Man. Now, World Class say it's because only sheriff can do eviction and they already have those squatters on their file. Okay, so it's a formal legal matter at this point. Okay, I got it. See, I never went through that. I didn't start learning about squatters until like the late 2000s, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like around in 2018 or something like that. Look at this. These baby mama terrorists, that's exactly what they do to you, man. That's exactly what they do. So they destroy anything in a path, they destroy anything to hurt you and harm you. No different from this. But let's continue.
Holes in the walls, rooms
Look at this.
trashed. All she says acts of vengeance for kicking out the squatters.
Look at this. I'll tell you, they didn't just do the drywall. They did a lot of shit. They did a lot. That's what I'm saying. That's how these baby mama terrorists do us and do you. You know what I'm saying? Look at
Holes
that.
in the walls, rooms
Look at
trashed.
this.
All, she says, acts of vengeance for kicking out the squatters. Peoples puts the damage at almost $38,000.
Leaving a house vacant in today's market, no matter where you live in the United States, is opening yourself up for squatters.
But last but not least, that was just real quick, but that's what these bitches do. These are the most educated, most smartest, dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. These are the motherfuckers that sit back and say they're strong and independent. These are the same motherfuckers that say black men ain't shit and we don't need no man. These same motherfuckers that are being evicted at the highest rates and getting the high rate of eviction notice. Now let's go to the last one. This one I told y'all, this was in Detroit, and this woman was living in low-income housing, and she violated the contract. The reason why she says she ain't leaving because other people are doing the same thing there, and they ain't get evicted yet. And, you know, she didn't do nothing. And making this a racist thing and a systematic racism. I told you, they only talk about systematic racism when it affects them. When it affects the black man, ain't got nothing to do with them. And plus, they use that systematic racism to destroy black men. So they only against it when it hurts them. Let's get this thing started. Last but not least.
Weeks ago.
Management at the low-income community claims she broke the rules to qualify.
My bad. Let me let y'all see the beginning. Let's go.
Well, the legal battle over a tiny home in Detroit has ended in a chaotic struggle on the city's west side. We first told you about Tora Brown's story nearly 2 weeks ago.
Management at the low-income community claims she broke the rules to qualify for staying there on a path to home ownership.
7 Action News reporter Whitney Burney shows us.
Won't you hear that part again? Broke the rule. And this is why I don't get into that group bullshit, man, because while you're over there talking about you protecting a black woman, your queen and shit, this bitch led you astray. Matter of fact, let me let Denzel speak on behalf of Malcolm X.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Chaotic struggle on the city's west side. We first told you about Tora Brown's story nearly 2 weeks ago.
Management at the low-income community claims she broke the rules to qualify for staying there on a path to home ownership.
7 Action News reporter Whitney Burney shows us how the eviction played out.
With arms and feet firmly planted on the front porch.
Back up off me. You understand me?
A group of housing activists worked to prevent an eviction on the city's west side Tuesday morning.
This is a home defense, and this is what a home defense looks like.
Come and touch me one more time.
For the last 2 years, Tara Brown has been in a legal battle with Cass Community Social Services over rights to this tiny home. The home is a part of a program giving low-income and or houseless families a path to ownership after 7 years. CCSS said they believe Brown had another primary residence, which violates the terms of the program. But Brown believes this eviction was personal.
I'm not being evicted because I was never home. I'm not being evicted because I didn't live here 50% of the time. I'm being evicted because I'm a black person that had the nerve to speak out against the serfdom.
Wait a minute, because of the system? Wait a minute, hold on, what's you say? Let's see that again.
Primary residence, which violates the terms of the program. But Brown believes this eviction was personal.
I'm not being evicted because I was never home. I'm not being evicted because I didn't live here 50% of the time. I'm being evicted because I'm a black person that had the nerve to speak out against the serfdom.
I guess you meant the system, but let's continue.
You knew that, man.
Housing activists attempted to block the eviction at every turn.
So they brought tires out. Wait a minute. So I want y'all to see they had tires to block people from coming in to evict her.
I'm not being evicted because I was never home. I'm not being evicted because I didn't live here 50% of the time. I'm being evicted because I'm a black person that had the nerve to speak out against the serfdom. You knew that, man.
Housing activists.
Damn, they actually got tires out here. Wow, okay.
Attempted to block the eviction at every turn.
If we don't get no justice, you don't get no peace.
parking in front of movers' cars and blocking tow trucks.
And it's just extremely frustrating, heartbreaking.
Now, this is Sammy Lewis, this female named Sammy, and they got an organization I seen on Facebook called Detroit Eviction Defense, where they defend people who are getting evicted unlawfully. But in my opinion, in this situation, it's justified. But of course, again, they'll jump, these motherfuckers are jumping these battles because it's a black woman and she can't do nothing wrong. And, here we go.
I feel just really angry at this point because this shouldn't have happened.
Sammy Lewis is a part of the Detroit Eviction Defense.
Housing's a human right. Everybody deserves the right to have a safe and secure house.
This is some of the aftermath of that demonstration. You can see tires are here in the middle of the road. These tires were actually in front of the home, used as a blockade, and then moved into the street to stop tow truck drivers from getting off of the block. Despite some tense moments, there were no arrests. We reached out to CCSS Executive Director Faith Fowler for an interview, but did not hear back.
They busted open the door. The door is broken on the inside, and they came in.
Brown and other housing activists say more legal action is forthcoming.
It's disappointing, it's distressing, but again, I'm uncomfortable, but I'm not broken. So, like I said, this is what the city should expect when they go to wrongfully evict people.
In Detroit, Whitney Burney, 7 Action News.
She say she wrongfully evicted, but we'll get to that in a minute. Shout out to Watch Me Do Better for the $20 donation. Hey, Mr. Palmer, here's a solution. Set up a Ring security service. At least one camera beside the door. Shake my head. Yeah, one Ring security service. Yep, one camera. You right, brother. No, she didn't ask a question, but let's continue. We got a couple of more.
Us today at a Detroit tiny home as bailiffs tried to evict a woman who refused to leave. The saga between Tara Brown and Cass Community Social Services has been playing out for months, and today the situation finally came to a head. Victor Williams was there as things turned violent. Victor.
Yeah, Kimberly, talk about an intense situation. You had dozens of protesters that were refusing to let this woman be evicted, but at the same time, you had court officers refusing to let her stay.
We're going in. You're in the way.
Things turned chaotic between protesters and court officers.
They really tried. Let's say that again. What he just said.
Williams was there as things turned violent. Victor.
Yeah, Kimberly, talk about an intense situation. You had dozens of protesters that were refusing to let this woman be evicted, but at the same time, you had court officers refusing to let her stay.
We're going in. You're in the way.
Things turned chaotic between protesters and court officers during an eviction on Detroit's west side, with a few dozen officers from DPD watching on.
Bailiffs, actually, they've been roughing up people who've been defending Tara's house.
Tara Brown is the one being put out of her tiny home through a court-ordered eviction. She claims it's all because she spoke out against her landlord, Reverend Fowler, with Cass Community Social Services, better known as CCSS.
This is what a home defense looks like, and this is what landlords can expect when they go to retaliate against tenants and throw them out. This is a lie. She told people that she was giving us tiny houses.
Protesters from multiple organizations, including Detroit Eviction Defense, have taken it on themselves to make sure Tara stays in her home. And although all of her belongings were taken out, some protesters are refusing to accept that even now.
We need to keep people in their homes right now. There is no housing available for people in Detroit.
So you got this liberal ass white simp, and that's what I'm saying, man. Let's get back to her. Let me find it right quick, man.
We need to keep people in their.
You got these liberal white simps, and I guarantee you he don't live nowhere over there. I guarantee you he ain't got to deal with these niggas. I guarantee he don't have them problems, but he's telling you that they ain't got no place to go. We gotta leave. We gotta keep them homes and shit. So in other words, regardless of them doing their part, regardless of them paying their rent, or regardless of them, abiding by the contract, leave them here. But I get why he's doing it, because he don't want them to spread out and be in his neighborhood. You can't make this shit up.
What's wrong with y'all niggas? What's wrong with you?
I know why. I mean, I get it. Sounds good like he care, but he don't want them niggas over in his neck of the woods. Shout out to Fire Fist for the $4.99. If they feel that strong about her having a place, then why don't one of them bums move her into their place? You know why? Because why would they want somebody to fuck up their shit over there? Shit. Shout out to you. Good question though. Shout out to Chip for the $2 donation. Serf, dumb, a status of many peasants under feudalism. Damn. Shout out to you, my brother. Nah, they not gonna let us. Nah. And he like, look at dude like, nah, keep them here so they don't come to my neck of the woods.
Homes right now. There is no housing available for people in Detroit.
Feeling confident about fighting back, and we're not done. We're just getting started.
Now, in response, Reverend Fowler sent us the following statement, which reads, CCSS tried to exercise extreme care to avoid the emotional event that took place at the tiny homes this morning. We never condone violence and planned with the courts, law enforcement, and additional parties to make sure people, Ms. Brown, the protesters, the bailiffs, police, neighbors, staff, and onlookers would not be injured or arrested. Conversely, Ms. Brown and the outside group have been announcing for weeks that she would not vacate the home and that they plan to use any means necessary to avoid the court-ordered eviction. And that's exactly what we're seeing playing out with many of these protesters right back here in front of the home. Victor Williams, Local 4.
All right, Victor. See, my thing is, why would you, like you say, this is systematic racism. These are white, hateful Klan members. Why would you want to stay in the Klan members' household anyway? Why would you still want to be in that motherfucker till they promise you to give you a crib and all that shit? If they don't want you there, why stay? Leave. What the fuck? That's what I'm saying, man. To me, it's more about getting over, taking over, and control somebody else's shit.
And now to a fight over a tiny house in Detroit after a woman refuses to leave. She says the eviction is not about rent and claims this is all rooted in retaliation against her. 7 Action News reporter Kimberly Craig is at the tiny home on Detroit's west side with her story.
I love it. I love living here.
What's the best part of living here?
It's free.
It keeps me centered as far as not collecting.
Nah, the reason is because it's free and it was supposed to be given to me after so many years. That's why it's free. Free.
As far as not collecting a lot of things.
Tara Brown loves her home, but she's in a bitter battle over the tiny house with Cass Community Social Services and its executive director, Reverend Faith Fowler.
I definitely am going to go down swinging because this is nonsense. And like I said, the buck needs to stop here.
In this tiny home community near the Lodge and Webb Street, residents pay rent, and anyone who remains for 7 years will be given the opportunity to own their home. Brown says she's never been late on rent, and she claims Reverend Fowler wants her out because she's been critical of how the community for low-income residents is being managed. She's even blatantly accusing Reverend Fowler of fraud, something Fowler has adamantly denied.
It's almost like serfdom here. Everybody here gets a service from her just about, and she uses that to control them. You know, if you don't work for her, your food box comes from her, and I don't take anything from her. By no means am I rich, but yeah, no, I don't want your food box.
Fowler has gone on record before saying Brown's lease was not renewed because she does not live here the majority of the time.
And like I've told her, I've been a property manager. You manage property, you don't manage people. My comings and goings are none of your business.
Oh, really? I want y'all to hear what she said again. I want you to hear what she said again. I want you to hear what she said again. Now, I'm not going to deny, maybe she is. Maybe this landlord is saying, well, you live here, take my box, work for me, and all that. I'm not going to say that's a lie. You know, John said, bro, why I can't find your recent videos? I don't know. I'll look into it and see because they should still be up. But I want you to hear what she just said, though. I want you to hear what she just said, because she basically just said that she did property management and you don't control where I go. But if the contract says you have to be there over 50% of the time, then she has the right to know that you leaving out that house and not coming back. But
She's even blatantly accusing Reverend
yeah, she did just incriminate herself. Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Fowler of fraud, something Fowler has adamantly
Serfdom.
denied.
It's almost like serfdom here. Everybody here gets a service from her just about, and she uses that to control them. You know, if you don't work for her, your food box comes from her, and I don't take anything from her. By no means am I rich, but yeah, no, I don't want your food box.
But you taking the house from her. See, you ain't taking the food, you might be not taking the drink, but you sure trying to take the house from her. That's what I'm saying. If you say that you don't take none from them motherfuckers, that means you don't take nothing, not even a house that you say you love. Like I told y'all, this is why I told y'all run around, jump to these motherfuckers' defense, and you know that she doing some fuck shit, or she is, did some bullshit. But yet, y'all still come out there to say today. Let's hear that again, what you say.
Fowler of fraud, something Fowler has adamantly denied.
It's almost like serfdom here. Everybody here gets a service from her just about, and she uses that to control them. You know, if you don't work for her, your food box comes from her, and I don't take anything from her. By no means am I rich, but yeah, no, I don't want your food box.
Fowler has gone on record before saying Brown's lease was not renewed because she does not live here the majority of the time.
And like I've told her, I've been a property manager. You manage property, you don't manage people. My comings and goings are none of your business.
If it's on the contract that you need to be there over 50% of the time, it ain't her business where you go, but it's her business to know that you be there over 50% of the time.
Group Detroit Eviction Defense has been supporting Brown's fight to stay in her tiny house.
So Cass Community and Faith Fowler make these promises that we're going to provide a path to home ownership for people facing homelessness, right? And encouraging people that you can come here and you can find a way to, make it through. But then when you get here, if you don't follow her rules, if you dare to speak to the media, if you dare to make a complaint or try to organize with your neighbors, they'll put you out in the street.
And see, and again, you got another one of these simp suckers. He's part of the defense thing, enforcement unit, whatever. And that right there, even though she's not there, allegedly, 50% of the time, and that was ground to evict her, y'all gonna sit back and basically reward her for her fuck up. And this is why a lot of people are like, you know what? I'm not gonna help these niggas out because I'm not gonna go to this bullshit. Yeah, 5.5 hours.
Make it through. But then when you get here, if you don't follow her rules, if you dare to speak to the media, if you dare to make a complaint or try to organize with your neighbors, they'll put you out in the street.
And just yesterday, a judge signed the order giving Brown 10 days to move out.
It says I'm supposed to move in 10 days.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. We'll see. Missing dialysis could potentially kill me. I don't want to be in a fight with her about this house, but I will.
In Detroit, Kimberly Craig, 7 Action News.
Protesters formed a human shield Tuesday to stop 36 district court bailiffs from serving an eviction approved by the courts.
As you can see, all my on my lawn, and I'm being evicted.
At the center of this, renter 44-year-old Tora Brown, who according to court records has been taken to court at least 9 times in 2 counties by various landowners for a litany of violations as a tenant, including unpaid rent.
Oh, wait a minute. So her past, let's take a look at her past. Wait a minute. Now, I'm sorry, I went too far. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. So she got a history of not paying rent, getting the fuck out. She got chronic kidney disease stage 5, so that's probably why she look older than 44 because she's on dialysis. So yeah, you on dialysis, it makes you look older, tired, darker, and so on. So yeah, that could be that's one reason. It could be due to chronic kidney disease, come from blood pressure, not being controlled, diabetes, or you just have bad kidneys. So, I ain't gonna talk about her having that. That's unfortunate. But that don't have nothing to do with you violating, that contract. You know what I'm saying? hear what they said about her past.
Protesters formed a human shield Tuesday to stop 36 district court bailiffs from serving an eviction approved by the courts.
As you can see, all my on my lawn, and I'm being evicted.
At the center of this, renter 44-year-old Tora Brown, who according to court records has been taken to court at least 9 times in 2 counties by various landowners for a litany of violations as a tenant, including unpaid rent. This time, Brown has been in a court battle with Cass Community Social Services, who owns her tiny home on Detroit's west side. Brown qualified because she says she has stage 5 kidney disease. Last month, the court sided with Cass Community Social Services after claims that Brown did not live in her tiny home more than 50% of the time, and her name was actually on another lease in the city, which the court determined violated their agreement.
So wait a minute. She has her name on another property. So
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
So her name's on 2 properties, but you run around saying you want that property and you don't have nowhere to go. So that's basically probably where she was going, to the other house that's in her name. And y'all out here trying to save her like she's a victim. She's not a victim. She's a volunteer.
Brown has been in a court battle with Cass Community Social Services, who owns her tiny home on Detroit's west side. Brown qualified because she says she has stage 5 kidney disease. Last month, the court sided with Cass Community Social Services after claims that Brown did not live in her tiny home more than 50% of the time, and her name was actually on another lease in the city, which the court determined violated their agreement.
There are people here that are home even less than me, and they are not facing eviction. This was personal.
It's just extremely frustrating, heartbreaking. I feel just really angry at this point because this shouldn't have happened.
Detroit Eviction Defense siding with Brown, coming out by the dozens to stop the eviction, and the bailiffs came at them with force.
We are here only to keep the peace. We are not here to evict anybody. That's not our role as the Detroit Police Department.
Slaps, shoves, and shouting, the bailiffs did eventually get in.
We did have to engage on a couple occasions to separate the parties so that the bailiffs can do their job.
Even after the bailiffs left, protesters stood guard but would not comment to us if they would continue to illegally enter the home.
I'm feeling confident about fighting back, and we're not done. We're just getting started.
Reporting on Detroit's west side, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
Like I said, y'all, I want you to understand that you have the #1 fight promoters that put other people in predicaments that they don't even know what's going on. They just going off somebody playing victim. And the truth of the matter is, it's unfortunate, but she violated the contract. She has her name on 2 different leases or 2 different homes, and that's justification to be evicted. Shout out to AJ's Rants and Reactions for the $1.99. Why doesn't white boy let her stay with him? But the truth is, shit, ain't no fool. Shout out to you, my brother. Now, I mean that. Like I say, it's a difference between a victim and a volunteer. You have volunteers that's out here like this, not paying their rent, not doing what they're supposed to. And when they get caught in their shit, they want to play victim. They want to holler white supremacy. They want to holler, I'm emotionally damaged. They even want to say your mama black. But the fact of the matter is, you have not paid your fucking rent. You have not honored the contract, and also you're not even supposed to be here in the first place. And yet they feel that they're a victim. They feel that you're wrong for trying to get them out of your property. And, you know, with this situation that we talked about today, this is why I want to tell you men, particularly black men on this, that when motherfuckers call you bums, low life, deadbeats, and you know damn well that's not the case, don't get in your feelings. Don't get mad. Just speak the truth if you want to. And understand that what they say and what reality is two different things. And besides,
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
And for this situation right here, I had to write a song. I had to make a song about this. And I think it's gonna go with this, and I think y'all gonna agree. So without further ado, I made a song called The Boot. You know what I mean? So before I get the fuck out of here, I want y'all to listen. And if you can sing the hook, go right ahead. But all I gotta say is you can't make this shit up. Shout out to the Cows gang. Yeah.
Hey, look, you ain't paying my motherfucking rent for 9 months. Nah. Hell nah, I don't want no motherfucking sex. I'm Mr. Palmer, bitch. I don't do that sucker shit. Better have my motherfucking money. Fuck ass bitch. What I don't understand, how you be so strong and be so independent and be a bum. Bum, bitch. You got help from government daddy and you get them PPP loans. Yet you haven't paid shit. So you need to get gone.
Yeah.
You haven't paid your fucking rent for a whole 9 damn months. Hell no. Got my crib all smelly and nasty from trash and blunts. Oh, hell no. Fuck this, get the fuck out. Fuck you being homeless and the least wanted. Here's your eviction notice, so yeah, you need to get the fuck out of here. Your ass get in the big thing. Your ass is about to get the boot. Your ass get in the big thing. Your ass is about to get the boot. Your ass get in the big thing. Your ass is about to get the boot. Your ass get in the big thing. Evicted. Your ass is about to get the boot. Your ass get in the big thing. Your ass is about to get the boot.
Yeah.
Your ass is about to get the boot. Your ass get in the big thing. Your ass is about to get the boot.
Yeah. This goes out to y'all squatters and you baby mama terrorists coming out talking about how y'all don't need nobody and how y'all get y'all's and being strong and independent. But yet we always see you on the news getting thrown out. And my suggestion to you, Walmart is always hiring. Yeah. Shout out to the Cows gang, man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I'm just helping you out. You know what I mean? Get the fuck out of here. Hey, man, y'all can't fuck me on the replay. Hey, yeah, man. I was like, shit, this will go good with this song, man. Because, I mean, I'm just saying. You know, yeah, foreclosures. You got the foreclosures, you know. I went through the foreclosure before. Yeah, that shit ain't no joke. But yeah, I could do it on the R&B tip like that. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in today. I will be going live tomorrow. Now, JJ Grade, shout out to JJ Grade. I'm gonna call you in the morning, JJ. I got a question. This situation that happened in New York about the dude named what was his name? His last name was Neely. The one that got choked out on the subway station. You know, the people that's in New York, I want to know. I see a lot of protesting going on. In my opinion, I don't think he should have been choked out like that. Now, if you hold him down because he being a threat is one thing, but from what I've seen in the video, you didn't have to keep that pressure on. So I want to know what's y'all thought on that situation? Because they did say he was acting outraged, talking about if I got to go to jail, I'm gonna go to jail. Y'all need to feed me and do all that. You know what I'm saying? What's y'all thought on that if everybody's in New York? The one who used to dance, do Michael Jackson dance and stuff like that for money. I heard about it today. So I was thinking about talking about it this weekend. I'm not sure. But a lot of people I see they doing a Black Lives Matter moment on that. They're making it a racial thing. I don't think it's a racial thing. Y'all know anything about it? You know, for those that's in New York. Because you know you already got the black pros getting in the middle of this, talking about this white supremacy thing, and it wasn't. Kevin said, well, the guy who did was a former Marine, and Marines are always ready to fight. Yep. Face Fact says mother raised males running wild in New York City. This is what happens when they grow up. Yep. I'm thinking about talking about that, not tomorrow, but this weekend. I'm thinking about talking about it. I might talk about it, might not. But Hologram said, what are they protesting? People standing out and watching him get choked out. That's the thing. You saw a black woman watch him get choked out. And out of the aftermath, it was a black dude standing there. I don't know if he was there when it all occurred. That black woman ain't walk up and say, hey, you ain't got to do all that. Let him go. It's too tight or nothing. She stood there looking and looking at her phone. She didn't give a fuck. You know, the one of the queens who say they support black kings. Yeah, I saw that too. And to me, one of the guys that was holding his arm looked like he was black to me. Like he was mixed. Like it was two white guys in the mix, black dude. So, you know, that's why I'm trying to get more information. He looked at black to me. I could be wrong, but yeah. Freeze say he punched a 70-year-old woman. You know, so I definitely want to probably talk about it, man. I'm not sure, but yeah, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hit the like, subscribe. Shout out to the new people that's coming here. That's checking me out and subscribe and support, man. I appreciate that. Just come with some real shit. You know, Chip say black people around the Marine helping him. Okay. He was arrested over 40 times. Yeah, he homeless. I'm sure he probably been arrested for trespassing and not leaving people alone big. And I can believe that. I can believe that. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this shit, man. But I will be live tomorrow, same time. But it won't be about that. But I'm debating if I'm gonna talk about it now. I don't know. I might wait till I come to New York and just look around and film that shit and talk about it on my phone or some shit. You know what I mean? Hologram said there's no excuse for vigilante / opportunist justice # George Zimmerman 2.0. Okay. Free said he was Latino. Oh, okay. I thought he was black. So he's Latino. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end this shit, man. But I ain't gonna lie. I gotta play the boot. Then I'll play Stop the Cap. I gotta play one more time because I like the way I did that shit. I think I did a good job on that one. So yeah, Mr. Palmer. At this conversation, hold on one more time before I get out there. Let me check some. Let me check the Cash App, see if I got any more Cash App before I get out of here, just in case. Okay. Shout out to not cool, brother Phil. Shout out to Watch Me Do Better for the $10 Cash App. Okay, I'm glad I checked. Shout out to Watch Me Do Better for the $10 Cash App. He said, okay, cool, and thank you. Yeah, that's my Cash App, y'all. Shout out to you, my brother, and I appreciate you. So yeah, so on that note, man, I'm Mr. Palmer, and this conversation is over. Fuck you, squatters. Fuck you motherfuckers that talk about us but don't pay your fucking rent. Walmart, shit. And here's another anthem for you.
Hey, look, you ain't paying my motherfucking rent for 9 months. Nah. Hell nah, I don't want no motherfucking sex. I'm Mr. Palmer, bitch. I don't do that sucker shit. Better have my motherfucking money. Punk ass bitch. What I don't understand, how you be so strong and be so independent and be a bum. Bum bitch. You got help from government daddy and you get them PPP loans. Yeah, you haven't paid shit, so you need to get gone. You haven't paid your fucking rent for a whole 9 damn months. Hell no. Got my crib all smelly and nasty from trash and blunts. Oh, hell no. Fuck this, get the fuck out. Fuck you being homeless and the least wanted. Here's your bitch, you know this, so yeah. Need to get the fuck out of here. Your ass get in the big thing. Your ass is about to get the boot. Your ass get in the big thing. Your ass is about to get the boot. Your ass get in the big thing. Your ass is about to get the boot. Your ass get in the big thing. Evicted. Your ass is about to get the boot. Your ass get in the big thing. Your ass is about to get the boot. Your ass is about to get the boot. Your ass get in the big thing. Your ass is about to get the boot. Stop the cat bragging about you having a man, but you know you're lonely. Stop the cat saying that you got all the dough, but baby you have no money. Stop the cat saying that your hair on your head is real, but you know it's Stop the cat wearing some mop that you got from the good old pawn shop. Run around saying baby daddy left, but you know it's not. Stop the cat. You don't do to live off the government, that's what you choose. Stop the cat. You fucked up with a good man, you rather be ran through. You know you made a big mistake, leaving him for Section 8. Even though you're living on government daddy, making them your children new happy. Claiming you're so strong and independent, you was just like the baby mama terrorist women. Fuck out of here. Even though you're living on government daddy, making them your children new happy. Claiming you're so strong and independent, you was just like the baby mama terrorist women. Fuck out of here. Even though you're living on daddy. Making them your children new pappy. Claiming you're so strong and independent. You was just like the baby mama terrorist women. Fuck out of here.